Welcome back, everybody, to the Red Wagon Inn. We're a skeleton crew tonight, small teams, large dreams, as we said earlier, but very excited to have everybody on here. It's going to be a heckin' lot of fun. Our Brie's little Zoe is sick, so she's going to be out today, and Alex is still in America. And as we know, Americans cannot possibly do any sort of gaming thing. That's why we get a Canadian in here to help us. Otherwise, legally, we wouldn't be allowed to. So either Jakey, Brie, or Alex have to show up for us to even do this. It's not something I want to adhere to, but it's the International Games Coalition. You get it. Let's play some Red Wagon Inn. Glad to have you all here with us this week. Do we have any shilling that needs to go on? And yes, hope Zoe feels better. Little hearts in the chat. But do we have any shills that need to happen? Drew.
Hi. If you didn't know, I've posted it everywhere, so you should know by now. But this is for you, YouTube. This is for the cool people of YouTube and Twitch. In my shop, I currently have everything that's left in there, which is like 15 to 20 sets, and they're all 20% to 50% off right now. So if you want it, get it, because there's only one more shop update coming for the rest of the year. So if you want my dice, do it now, because I got a real job now.
Do it before you can never buy Dicey Encounters dice again until the next shop update, in which case you can then. Yeah.
But it'll be longer than normal.
Fair. Does anybody else have any shilling that they need to do? Perfect. Also, I see Words in the chat. Yes, I did hook Jakey up, so we'll be getting to you soon. Words, we have not forgotten about you. Also, I saw Chav right before we started. Chav Hunter had emailed me. I think it was just saying like, whoa, I won. Yes, it was for the token for last week, which, by the way, we have 2 new tokens this week. Very excited for those. And I think a few people, I will actually let the cast enter for these tokens as well, because I think they could find them quite useful at some point in time. But we have some cool pieces of art to show off as well. Eliza Death made a cool little zombie child version for Winter's growing zombie army with combination of Emma's style. So just absolutely styling on them. And as I have to keep naming Jakey's notes different things. So these are Jakey's notums from last time so that I can differentiate between which ones. And these are all the cool notes, which, by the way, cast, why don't we go ahead and have us a rolly off for who's going to do that recap?
Colin, now I'm going to be the lowest, and I'm going to still roll like a 15.
Do you think so?
I rolled a 12.
12.
Roll a 13.
I also rolled a 13.
I got a natty 1, so
Oh,
that's how tonight's gonna go.
Woo! For you.
For me, which is great, you know, because last time Ritter did something unintentional. It worked out very well for the party. So we'll get that going. Does anybody else have anything before I get started on the recap?
Yeah, just real quick. Chat, you're awesome. Thanks for coming to hang out with us.
That is awesome.
To come watch. You know, you guys are really important. And yeah.
Oh, well, Words did the tabulating on the recaps. Who's done the most, Brie? Hasn't rolled the most recap rolls? Oh, really? That's interesting. I want to know what those are. So let us know that in the chat while I do the recap. Also, again, constantly huge thank you to Verity for doing all of the mid-game recap. So
you're the best, Verity.
What happened last week? So where we started off, the party had just started leaving the actual town of Cavity and started making their way off to Wimburn, off to the east. Correct? We did all the zombie revivification the episode before, right? I'm just making sure I'm on the right path here.
I don't know, DM.
Oh, no, that was all in the last one. Okay, yeah. So rewind just briefly. So it stopped with Winter and Ashrin. They decided to go, hey, let's check out the little graveyard, in which case they did a little zombie revivification, while the rest of the crew said, hey, let's get packed up and ready to go. They also saw that Ritter has now become a lot more positive about it and like, yeah, let's save the world. Let's do this. Just what you all said. It might be a front, but that's what he's doing. And he's very excited for helping out, as well as Elijah. Elijah is super ready to get on this, make his mark in the world, and offered that the party split up. The party was very against this idea and said, let's stick through it and let's go destroy all of those great cloud-making machines so that we can weaken Ignis's vampire army. And from there, then they went to meet up with Winter and Ashrin, who had revived a few children, dead people. Now has a bit of skeletons, has a bit of zombies. They also got to talk to the maker of the cloud machines by speaking to the dead. That was a good time. They found a couple magic items throughout as well. One specific ring that Ashrin now carries, if I'm correct, which, yes, from Ermery Scarsmith, has the magical ring on there. Very excited for that one. And then they decided, okay, well, this whole grave robbing thing, Elijah said, we'll just leave these graves open because, of course, we're going to bring these zombies and skeletons back. And Winter winked hard as the group left town in the capable hands of the rest of the people in Cavity, ready to defend their way. Now that they all have kind of a purpose there, they felt good to go. They moved to the south. They kind of got lost in the snow for a little bit because of Elijah and Ritter, and in doing so, got themselves a little too close to the bloodstalks. They found what were feet sticking up out of the ground during a rest, with vines growing out of and in between the feet, possibly implying that either the vines are eating the people here that are buried or are becoming these trees themselves. We're not entirely sure. But the party said, okay, we need to get out of here, as Ritter and Elijah were quite spooked. So spooked that Ordell played a practical joke on Ritter, which caused him to fire off an arrow at the zombies when he lost his self for just a moment, in which case Winter tried to block the arrow, but in doing so lost her middle and ring finger on her right hand. So she is now a permanent -1 to strength and dexterity until we get those fixed. And even then, might only be able to fix it a little. It's never the same once they come back, right? Everybody moved off to the east, kind of caught up to Ordell, who was sad that they caused the fingers to be lost. Ritter was also kind of sad. They eventually kissed and made up. Everybody's good to go. We were resting again for the night. Ordell saw a large man that he thought was himself for a moment before slowly kind of regaining his vision, and just a bit of cloudy, murky memories fading away as you saw this large, almost giant man, maybe sitting 7-8 feet tall, with a heavy skinned cloak overhand and a boar under his arm with blood on it. Ritter had gone off to chase Ordell, but the rest of the party was there asleep in the tiny hut that Winter made. Am I correct in all of those, and did I miss something vitally important?
You did miss something, and I think it would be inspiration worthy if you know what it is. I'll let you know that it involved the Bluetooth stone, that the sending stones that we had found. But
that is
what I really want to know is, what were the code names for Ordell and Emma?
Oh, shoot. Yeah. Ah, dude, I did know it. That's a good one. But yes, we did find some sending stones, which have the symbol for Bluetooth on them, who was an old Viking, so that's, historically accurate. Want to say Baby Daddy was Ordell, or Baby Flame or something. I know it was, Babyface, right? Was it Babyface? It's something baby. Young
I'm not
fire
giving
baby.
you anything.
Hot baby. I'm going to say it was one hot baby. I think it was Babyface, and Emma was Bone Queen, right?
You got Emma's right.
What was Ordell's?
Fire baby.
Fire baby. Oh, hot baby. So close.
Or flame baby, sorry. I actually
baby.
like...
Oh, well.
I think I said fire baby one of the times when I meant flame baby too. I think I bounced back.
I was thinking of that time, personally.
I think you should get an inspo.
Well, I'll let chat decide if I get an inspo or...
I feel like you should lose it for the fact that for their first guess was Baby Daddy.
Well, because you used to be Daddy Ordell, and now you're Baby Ordell. I thought that made sense. This is a good nickname.
I mean, Daddy Baby would be one thing, but the fact it's like, Ordell's the baby daddy.
Yeah,
Let's
Ordell's
really
the
think
group's
about
baby
that
daddy.
sentence.
Everybody knows that. Awesome. Well, chat can decide GFY or inspo. I will take either happily. But if there's nothing else, we can go ahead and get started. Perfect. Everybody grab a drink, pull up a chair, and come hang out with us at the Red Wagon Inn, where we left off last time. It is in the dead of night. Really soft, slowly falling snow is all around Ordell. Everyone else is in this invisible forced barrier with a small speckling of snow on top of it, where nothing but the outside view looks like a snowy tiger. Ritter himself has gone to chase after Ordell, as we found that the Bluetooth stones do not work outside of this magical barrier. And with Winter worried about Ordell walking off, no, was it Winter or Asheron? I think it was
Winter.
Yeah, Winter worried about Ordell running off, no longer seeing his flame in the snowy night, asked Ritter to go check on him. As we ended last time, Ordell saw this great man and called out to him before the man turned around with heavy cloak on overhand and a boar underneath with blood dripping from his dagger nearby, turned and looked at him and spoke in Giant, which Ordell does speak. Who are you? As Ritter approached from behind, Ordell, with your massive passive perception, you could hear the heavy footsteps of Ritter's boot in the soft snow behind you. You're not entirely sure if this large person has even noticed that Ritter is there. You only can barely hear him out of the very peripheral hearing. There's not vision, peripheral hearing off in the distance. Ritter has slowed down his pace, and you can tell he's watching with great caution as this large hulking man with big heavy beard and cloak over his head. The cloak is a thick skin. It must be some sort of ogre or troll hide. It's kind of grayish blue to the appearance, and is wearing an almost, I guess the best way to describe it would be Celtic attire. Big heavy furs and a long pants underneath, but still a long kind of woolen kilt overhead, with a tealish gray cloak underneath this large either troll or ogre hide that protects him from the snow. He stands maybe 7.5 feet tall as he looks down at you in the dark of the night.
When Ritter approaches, because I just checked, it's a range of like 60 feet. Ordell's gonna make just like a small hand gesture, because I don't have to say anything for it. But the snow is just gonna melt in front of Ritter and just have a hand basically like showing him to stop moving.
Okay. He's going to roll perception on that to see, because he's currently looking up at you instead of down at the snow, but you hope that he sees the message. I say again, boy, who are you?
Ordell responds in Giant. My name is Solace, and I've been traveling with a group of people, and you look like someone I've seen before.
You wander too far from the Crystal Hollow. Go back to your home. It's cold, you will get sick.
What's the Crystal Hollow? I'm not from there.
Then why are you out in the snow so close to the hollow?
We're trying to find... Ordell kind of like pauses. We're trying to find the reason why the sky's so dark.
That I do not know. It makes for dangerous tidings, I see.
It's magical. It's not
Indeed.
normal.
Is this some sort of work of a great drake?
It's the work of a demon.
Then I am not as interested. Do you know where this demon resides?
Deep in the bloodstocks, but I wouldn't recommend going there alone.
I wouldn't recommend you be in the snow alone, though you are burning hot, it seems. I still think you might catch a cold out here.
I think I'll be all right, but if I might ask, who are you, sir?
My name is Einher, your giant son. I live to the north of here and come hunting a great blue drake. Have you seen one in the skies? The clouds have made my vision weary.
I haven't. You hunt dragons?
I hunt a dragon for the time being, but I will hunt more soon. My blade thirsts for the hunger of the lightning.
Well, we haven't seen any dragons, but I hope you find them, and I hope next time I see you, you have a more blue pelt on your back.
Indeed, perhaps a shield or two from the scales. I wonder, where have you been traveling to? Why are you so alone and so bright in the night?
Ordell like kind of makes himself glow a little more, and now Ordell's like probably like at this point while they've been talking, they've been yelling back and forth, but Ordell's been kind of like walking a little closer, but clearly like not being hostile. I'm well, I'm born of giant's blood, and I'm also born of fire blood, I guess. A little bit of both.
What giant would give birth to someone so small?
You're asking me.
You on your mother's side or your father's?
Well, my father's even shorter than I am, and my mother's much taller, so, I guess, surprisingly, a good medium.
I personally take after my father. He was a big man, but not as big as my mother. Brave that he was, that he would ever decide to mount that great beast.
Ordell just smiles and goes, "We have a lot more in common than I think, you know? Where are you from?
I'm
Aside from north."
Well, that is my answer for you. I live to the north of here. We have a great keep and lots of people. If you ever need hospitality or warmth of a fire, you can come to the north, but this north of here is quite snowy, meant for those who can live on their own.
Is there more giants there?
There are quite a few giants among us, yes. We live in solitude with giants and orc kind, indeed.
Someday I'd love to visit. It's been a long time since I've seen a giant and gotten to speak this language with anybody.
Well, if you ever care to practice, come find us to the trees in the north. There is a large gateway that you must pass. We keep it as a protection against the dead to the south.
Well, hopefully you won't need the protection from the south anymore, as we're looking to deal with the mean ones.
What do you mean?
I mean, the creatures that live in the bloodstocks and the undead that hunt people who travel. We're looking at being the ones who burn them.
You hunt the bats in the Red Forest?
Yeah. Say, how much you know about the bats in the Red Forest?
Oh, I hunt. That's where I found, and he holds up the boar underneath his arm. That's where I found this. It's the only place that I can find a boar suppling enough that the dragon might want to swoop down and eat it.
So you use the boars as bait?
Yes, I'm off to a mountain now, hopefully to find my prey.
Huh.
But
Cool.
I do have to worry for the bats. They try and swoop in and attack at night every now and again. It's not safe to go alone.
How regularly have the bats been attacking?
Oh, as often as we were to tread in the Red Forest, I'd say.
Well, I'll keep that in mind, but hopefully soon you won't have a bat problem anymore.
Good, we will be appreciative of you for this. If you rid the world of these bats, come north. We'll greet you with a fancy feast in my halls.
Ordell smiles, and then finally when he gets up to like face to face with this guy, Ordell takes the large maul off his back and holds it like barely staggering, his wrecking maul. I can't use this anymore, but I used to. You seem like someone who'd want to wield it.
He sets the boar down in the snow nearby, kind of wipes the blood off on his tealish linens. He pulls the hood back, and you see a great head of not quite as crimson as Ashran's, more bright and beautiful red hair that is straightened down onto his chin where his beard goes down. He looks intimidating, but also kind in his eyes, though his stature says otherwise. So he looks down to the maul and grasps it. You now, in your smaller form, struggle to hold it with two hands. He grasps it much like you would in his offhand and holds it up. This is just a beat stick, if I were to say, but a heavy one. Very good. You wield this little thing.
I I used to when, yeah, I just used to.
Well,
But it's good for breaking things. It can smash through trees like anything, and if there's ever a wall in your way, let's just say it won't be there anymore. It served me well, and I mean, I like to pay it forward.
I will take this gladly and use it if I ever need to break into a dragon slayer. But I do not take gifts without giving a gift in return. I do not owe favors, so I will give you something of mine.
I mean, you don't have to. I just was extending hospitality.
Einherjar giant son owes no man. So he reaches into his pack that he sets down on the ground. You're made of fire. This is interesting, but I had a friend who did much the same. He died some time ago. But I think you could use these. As he throws out a small little pouch to you. It kind of clings and sounds metal. It's in a coin pouch, but it itself doesn't sound like coins.
Ordell's gonna open it since I'm assuming the dude's like, Ordell's not just gonna be like, bye, thanks for the thing. Yeah, Ordell will open it.
Yeah, as you pull it out, it's these it's two sets of 4 little chrome knuckles held together by leather and string. Each one seems to have a place that it would tighten around some gloves and make really individual chrome-like knuckles. Not meant for punching so much, just quite shiny.
Does it look like it smells like 10 inspiration?
It looks like it's very good.
Yeah, Ordell's gonna like take a second and put them on. What are they? They look neat.
Fuck if I know. He used to wear them on his knuckles and fire at the bats that would come at us at night.
Ordell's gonna give like a shot, just like use one of his like sunbursts like in the air just to see what happens.
You put them on over your knuckles?
Oh yeah.
So it takes you a minute because you kind of have to individually tie each one between your fingers so that they don't fall off. And you kind of tighten them up together so they really fit as if extensions of your gloves, though because they are strap-onable, I guess is the best description I can give for it. You could place them on any gloves that you decide to wear. As you look upwards, you shoot a jet of flame upward into the sky. Where you expect it to stop maybe 30 feet away, the jet flies upwards, nearly touching the clouds, maybe some 90 or 100 feet up.
Yo, Sunblast Sniper? Let's go.
Yes, you are very similar. What sort of giant are you the son of?
We were fire giants. We lived in a mountain a long time ago, but most of them well, the mountain got caved in. Payback for, I guess, bad deals and stuff.
Well, that makes sense with the fire, I should have thought. Did you ever know any frost giants?
My dad had some around, but I didn't get to meet any.
Have you ever met Jormungandr?
No? Who's that?
He's a big snake. It's not important. If you haven't met him, you'd know.
I'm sorry, Big Snake does sound important. That sounds awesome. As Ordell like loses that kind of like stoic, like, yeah, 2 giants, and suddenly he's like, is he this big? Is he this big? Is he?
You see that great tree over there, off in the distance?
Oh yeah.
You see that tree? Maybe some 100 yards away?
The one with the fork-looking stick?
Yes, that one.
Oh yeah, I see him.
One single one of his scales is of that size. It's the largest snake you'll ever know. He wraps around this world, a serpent ready to crush it at any moment, but chooses not to. He's a good snake.
Whoa. How does one meet him?
I don't know. Honestly, we could be standing upon him right now. But we wouldn't be able to tell unless he wants to be known. He blends in. He's the size of many mountains. I hope to meet him one day.
Me too.
I want to take one of his teeth for my own.
You want to hurt him? He seems nice though.
If he would give me his tooth freely, of course not. But
Ah, okay.
if not, then I would. What?
Well, I hope you find your dragon and you find Jormungandr as Ordell like offers a hand.
He takes his glove off, and you feel a hand that would have rivaled your own in your previous state, just heavy and thick. A single one of his fingers, maybe about the size of your entire palm now, as you reach and shake hands. He says, "Very nice to meet you, Solace. If you ever come to the north, just ask for Einherjar. But specifically, Giant Son. I am not the only one."
I'll make sure to do that. And if you're ever out in this, piss hole, and you see a really bright fire, and that fire's, if you see me, you can come say hi.
Will do. Good luck on your journey. May the knuckles provide you solace. We'll take this maul and bash in the skull of a dragon in your name.
I hope it comes back with some scales stuck in it still.
He nods, pulls the troll cloak over his head again, and picks up the boar with one arm and begins walking off to the north.
Ordell does that thing where he walks away, and he's just like, yeah, like walks away. And the second Ordell turns around, like, and sees Ritter, he's just like, he's so cool.
Ritter has an arrow knocked on his bow and kind of slowly walks up in the snow. You can see, though he wears all black, his attire seems to almost be white and snowy with the cloak that he has over his head now. As he says, "Are you okay? You seem to be fine in exchanging pleasantries, but the giants to the north are not kind people without reason. I'm worried."
He's a giant like me. He's so cool. He was nice, and he told me about a big snake, and the snake is bigger than... You see that tree over there?
Yes, he pointed at it.
And you see that tree over there?
Yeah.
The snake's big as Ordell walks away.
Okay. And Ritter follows you back over to the hut where when the both of you approach and enter, Winter, you can see her. She's just kind of whispering to come in. Oh my God, please, somebody. I have been messaging you on the... I knew it didn't work, but I figured maybe if I just kept trying, if the hut fell, I'd at least be able to hear you. I've been trying to talk through the Bluetooth thing. What's going on? You just kind of went. You're supposed to talk to us about this kind of stuff.
There was a really big guy, and I thought it was me, because I was like, whoa, I used to be big and giant, but it wasn't me. It was a giant who was like me, but he was like part frost giant. And then he said that there were other giants to the north, and then he was just like really cool, and he told me about a big snake, and he said stuff. And then like Ordell's like picks up his Bluetooth thing. You have 105 missed messages. Oh.
I have to give you a GFY, but I do like it.
I'll take it.
Winter's like, wait, you found a person walking around that wasn't dead?
No, he had a boar, and he was gonna go hunt a dragon.
That sounds fucking awesome.
Right?
Should I wake the others up? Or...
No, I think this one was... I might have made a friend, and if we need to go to the north, like if things get too heated with the Bloodstalks, I think giants might help us, because they said they hate the bats of the Bloodstalks, which means...
Ritter kind of speaks up, and he's like, the wastes to the north are a dangerous place. I wouldn't go there unless we absolutely had to, but if you have a friend there, that helps.
He was kind, and I'm literally a burning person walking in the middle of the night, and we just came from a haunted place. On all normal accounts, he should have thrown a javelin through my head.
Perhaps he's stupid then, if he didn't. No offense to the man, but you could have been a literal flaming demon approaching him, and he just talked to you?
How do you know I'm still not? As Ordell makes the fire in his head change purple.
Ritter kind of sighs and says, I've already cut off one party member's fingers today. I don't want to do it again.
You know what? Fair. As it turns back to normal and Ordell lays down, someone's watches next. As he just yells out, waking up everybody.
Winter kind of slaps Ritter in the boot for a too soon joke about her fingers. But Ritter's like, sorry, that comment before laying down and waking up the next people on their watch. But before long, it is early in the morn. The snow has died down for the day as everyone wakes up for the night. It is a new day. You can see the sun glistening through the great clouds overhead, and it seems that Elijah has gone out and come back after a bit with some firewood, creating a small fire to warm everybody up before they go in the morning. As Winter gathers her things, so does Elijah and Ritter. They gently kind of wake up Asher, and as Emma, you've been awake but not really participating, and just kind of eavesdropping more than anything in the night before Winter releases the hut and has her zombified friends come in to join in the warmth. I don't know. I think we could get going quickly and head straight to Wimburn, but we did talk about stopping possibly in Crystal Hollow for warmth and safety for the night. It's up to you all.
I mean, that's where the giant told us to go.
Did he? To Crystal Hollow?
Mm-hmm. He said I wandered too far from there and I should go there to get warm, so I think he might be familiar with that place.
I don't go that often. It's been years since I've gone. Elijah speaks up and says, I've got Einherjar's voice stuck in my head, and it's so hard to like transition over to Elijah's. It's I can't even do it.
You're finally awake.
Well, good. You're finally awake. As Elijah said, God damn.
I think Elijah's like a little more to the back of the
That's
throat.
it. I just needed to
Back
hear one
forward,
roll
or
in R.
forward. No, not back forward. There you go.
Yeah, I just needed to hear one roll in R, and then I could get back to the kind of Scottish dwarf that he is, though he's not. Crystal Hollow and Cavity are some of the only places left that even have protection. If there's a place to grab warmth, it's a good one.
Cool.
If that's what we want to do. If not, we head on. We can go straight to the Unwillings. They, I'm sure, will have warmth too.
What do you think, Emma?
Oh.
Everyone kind of stops and looks at Emma. Winter goes, you've always had an opinion of some sort. What? This is, I don't know.
You can go wherever you guys want. I'm just gonna have a nice chill day, and Emma does a nice stretch. Relax. And then she pulls Raucus out. Puts Raucus on the shoulder. Right? We're gonna have a nice chill day? Chill day.
Yeah, of course. I've got like 5 NPCs I'm doing right now with 3 players.
It's so good.
Ashrin, by rotation, I think it's your day today. You could maybe choose.
I feel like Ashrin, even though she only needs 4 hours of sleep, she's like, it's the time to get up already. Everyone's just so loud.
You've slept for like the equivalent of 2 days. I've only had 1 day of sleep and I'm up.
But it's so comfy and safe in here. Okay. She like sits up and she just rubs her eyes. I thought we tried to get rid of that day system. Thought it wasn't really working out.
I was just trying to take no responsibility for making a choice and thought you might have forgotten.
Don't put that on me.
Okay, I'm sorry. You weren't vocalizing an opinion. Where do we want to go? Emma says it's fine. Ordell possibly says Crystal Hollow. We can go anywhere.
Crystals sound pretty, but I am surprised Emma doesn't want to see the rest of the Unwilling.
Okay, I'm bored. Let's go to the crystal place.
Says Drew, not Emma.
Wait, before we go, guys, watch this as Ordell like shoots his fire way up in the air now and just makes like a huge like tower.
Wow.
The giant man gave me cool finger things.
Didn't you? I thought you did fire before.
Yeah, but that's bigger fire. Before it was like, stopped about there, but now it's going up here.
What happens if you aim down and you jump at the same time?
Ordell does exactly that.
Roll me an athletics check. At advantage.
Ooh, at advantage. Oh, I don't think my athletics is super good anymore, but that's okay. Yeah, it's only a +1, but that's still a 19. Are you sure it can't be acrobatics?
No, it has to be an athletics thing for that.
Fair.
But purely because I think Rybodad would appreciate some Iron Man-ness. It actually does elevate you a little bit, not enough to completely make you float or even levitate, but enough to where it increases the height of your jump. If you were to do something like this at the apex of your jump, you might be able to have advantage on an athletics check because rule of cool.
That's sick. I like that.
So Ordell quickly hops up and shoots a jet of flame, immediately melting the snow beneath. And what would normally be like a 2-foot vertical increases to about a 5-foot vertical. Ordell, you get quite the height, your feet going over where your head was.
Whoa. That's pretty sweet.
It's pretty sweet. Can you imagine it. A field full of zombies or vampires, and you jump and you burn them all. You jump forward.
Try it on one of mine.
Well,
don't
I'm try it over
I'm not
here.
saying hurt them. I don't want you to hurt Percy, but just jump over Percy.
Ordell's gonna now yeah, I'm feeling this. I'm just gonna do a jump. It's gonna be a basic jump. And Ordell's only done Step of the Wind once by accident, where he gets to double his speed and jump height. So Ordell starts glowing a little brighter, which wasn't happening. He's like, just gonna jump. And Ordell's gonna run, jump, and then do the same thing, but this time just go wah! And just fully spin out midair.
With the double and advantage, go ahead and roll me athletics again with advantage.
17.
17. Even though before you rolled higher with your advantage of the double, Percy is beneath you, and Winter says, now do not actually hit Percy. You're like, I'm not gonna hit you. She's like, no, please, I just got her. As you're like, I'm not gonna, as you jump not only over Percy, there's the nearby tree, and you slap one of the branches, and snow falls and lands on Winter's head as you go about 20 feet up in the air. Okay, I got it. Yeah, no, you can do it. Good for you. I love it. It's great.
I am kind of awesome at this thing, as Ordell keeps doing that jump thing, but he does the exact Tobey Maguire where he's jumping over tree branches, and then there's just one that's higher, and just immediately, I'm so good at jumping.
On cue, as you fall from the tree branch, Elijah is there to grab you from falling onto the ground and sets you up and just kind of pats the snow off of you and says, come on, let's get going, before just kind of gives you a little smack on the butt to move you on.
As Ordell, he's walking, and the whole way he's like, now I can do this, but then also the giant guy, he was talking about a big snake. So what if I meet the big snake and I'm like, hello, big snake, I can make big fire.
And you roast the big snake and then you eat the big snake.
Nah, the snake and I are gonna hang out. Come on, you missed the first part of my story where I said he's cool.
But aren't
he's
you
so
gonna...
big that he's okay, you see that tree over there?
Aren't you gonna light him on fire? You just said you're gonna shoot the snake. Why would he be your friend?
No, because it's the same thing like I did with you guys, where I was up in the sky and I was like, look how big my fire is. You know, when you meet someone and then you're like, oh man, you can do something cool. Well, I can also do something cool. He's a giant snake that's bigger than, he said he's holding the world. So I guess this snake has hands too. So he's holding the world, but he's also by the world. Or wait, or is he on the world? Anyway, so the snake is big and he has hands.
That's super. Who could hold the world? That's just legend. I mean, Winter puts her hands on the dirt. Look at me. I'm holding the world.
That's not what Yormagooser does. Ordell walks forward.
I love it. Also, Verity says Rybodad has great taste. Iron Man is the best Marvel superhero. Iron Man is good, but Thor is the best Avenger, strongest Avenger. Just saying. If I were to.
Puny God.
What's everybody's favorite Avenger in the chat? Comment down below. Like and dislike this video.
I like you didn't say like and subscribe. Like and dislike this video. So they like it and then dislike it so it has a
Immediately
ratio
take
of
it away.
dislikes. Yep.
My favorite thing, I heard a YouTuber say at one time, and I would absolutely steal it if it wasn't so good that it would be noticeable. The YouTuber was like, you know what? If you want to subscribe to this channel and you'd absolutely love it, go ahead and click that subscribe button. But if you hate it, if you absolutely hate it, just subscribe twice. And then, you know what? Do it one more time, just 3 times. Just he has like a list that he keeps going on.
That's
But then he's
good.
like, I like that guy's video so much, I subscribed twice, which turns it off. Right. As Emma seems to be all for what the group is doing. Ashrin is fine to go with the Crystal Hollow, it seemed, correct? Well, it seems that the group is to head to Crystal Hollow, which isn't too bad. You all are basically directly southwest of it at this point. It's not far before you begin to see not the buildings of Crystal Hollow, before you begin to see almost the, I guess steam is the best way to describe it. You're all kind of wondering what this fog coming off of the ground is before Ritter explains it to everyone. Says there's the Merfolk Falls that are nearby. It's a hot spring that lives at the top of the mountain, so the water's constantly warm. Crystal Hollow is basically able to exist because of that. There's vegetation that can grow here quite well. The springs are life-giving, and the mermaids make sure that the water is almost healing, legends say. But it's hot, and so that's what the steam is. Don't worry.
Cool.
As, you all go further to the northeast. Eventually, you do begin to see more buildings, all completely different in construction and attire, or I guess physicality, to the ones that you saw in Cavity. Cavity was built up like a Grecian area, lots of square rectangular houses. This is as medieval a town as you could think. Very kind of pointed upward arched rooms. It's very Gothic. Lots of cathedrals around here. You can see, even as you approach, there is no gateway to this area like was what was being built in Cavity, but instead there are small little spiked barricades outwards, except for the road that kind of leads in, that would skewer anything that tries to approach too quickly or anything larger than a cart. But as you kind of approach the outside of this town, most of the roofs here are dyed a very bright, almost sapphire blue. Many great churches and their steeples and bells can be seen hanging, ringing every now and again off from this area. This definitely was built by a religious following that came to this town, though the religion that it is, you're not quite certain as you approach. There's no markings on the outside other than the blue of the roofs. Many of the buildings here are kind of that combination of a shop below and a place to live up above, or large inns where many people live all at once. There's a constant amount of construction as you're coming out of here. Trees being felled on the outskirts of the city. Everyone here, as far as it takes you, maybe 2-3 hours to approach here from where you were last time, if it weren't for everything else that you've been through here, this would just appear to be a town on the edge of the woods in the snowy north. Everything here is bustling with life and activity. You can see children playing out in the streets. As you approach, you are greeted with several nods and waves. Many of the people are excited to see you all, though you come in such a weird and cacophony of different adventurers. They don't seem to bat an eye or blink at you all and your various different forms as you approach from the south. It doesn't take long before you get into the bottom road here in Crystal Hollow and make your way slowly up into the town, passing your first homes, and start to see signs of shops. This is really the first sign of civilized life besides Cavity that really reminds you of a full, normal town in Asterion that you've seen since you've come to the north. It is odd. It is almost more off-putting than the towns that you've been in or around, like NOV. You at least expected towns like that here in Old Cora, but nothing so thriving as Crystal Hollow. As Ritter says, well, welcome, I guess. We could find an inn to stay in. Depends what you all want to do here.
What's
I
the
want it.
catch?
Yeah.
Elijah just, there's no cat. So, there's no catch. It's just, this is probably the last bastion before you head all the way to the north. There's good farmland around here. This Wimburn is between the old capital and Arkirova, and so this place is pretty well protected. Though I think now that it's between the Bloodstocks and Old Cora, I don't suspect it would stay this way for very long.
It's really nice here. I can't remember ever being in a town like this. Because when I was outside the wall, I was just in the junkyard, and when I was at home, I was just in the keep, and then we were just in the keep. Oh my god, I've never been in a small town before. Cool.
You see Elijah kind of light up at the fact that you get to try something new, and he's kind of excited for you.
Well, what do you do in small towns? Are you supposed to like go to all the stores? Like, do we get to like, and Ordell like inflates the fire so it turns into like a big hat and like an outfit, and he's like, do we go and test the sights to see and at the local inn, as like a big fire shield and sword appears like hovering in Ordell's hand?
Yeah, gang, do we do that?
Emma's just standing there, and she has a small bag, and she keeps pulling something out and crushing it in her hand and then chewing on it. And then under inspection, you would notice Emma's just crushing snow and ice and just chewing on ice, watching this.
It just falls out of her mouth onto the floor or what?
Just dribbles down as water off of your chin before it slowly hits the snow and turns to ice.
Ordell runs to like the nearest like pedestrian that's just walking.
There's a young
like
woman,
not like in a like, but like just goes to see someone.
There's a young woman with jet black hair and very tan skin that turns and says, "Hello, traveler. Your hair is very well made."
Well, thank you. As Ordell like slicks it back and it turns into like a big like poof thing. And he goes, "I happen to be a traveler, and I would be looking for your finest tavern, inn, store."
Winters, that's it. Inn.
Your finest inn.
Well, finest, we have quite a few. Are you traveler or adventurer?
I'm an adventurer and traveler. I'm a travelentular.
Oh, well, then you'll probably want the Red Wagon. That's off to the road, maybe about half a mile into the town. If you get to the city square, there's a well. It should be 3 buildings to the right of the well from this street.
So you're telling me there's a Red Wagon Inn?
There is. I'd say it's probably the last Red Wagon Inn in this area.
Is there another one by chance?
Another Red Wagon? No, there's just the one. That's why I said the last.
Oh, okay. Guys,
Okay.
there's a place called the Red Wagon Inn.
I'm familiar with the Red Wagon Inn. I haven't heard of them in quite a while, but
What is it?
it's well, it used to be a chain of adventuring places where like adventurers would go, and they would get these pins. They were like sapphire and emerald and something, another kind of precious stone pin, but you would get them for like your level in the tier. It was kind of like an adventurer's cult, but a cool one.
So, is Ordell still like standing with this lady? Like he still hasn't left and like keeping her half in the conversation? So wait, it's like a place where you go there, you say you're an adventurer, and then they give you a pin and you do cool stuff for more pins?
I thought you said you already were an adventurer.
I'm a travelentular. I didn't say I was an adventurer.
I thought you were just doing wordplay. I didn't know that was a real profession. What do you do as a travelentular?
Well, sometimes we beat up vampires. Other times we yell at big skeleton monsters. And then other times like that, we go from being big monsters into cool fire people. It's kind of the best being a travel-insular.
So you're a bard and tell tales then?
What's a bard?
I thought you, since you speak of vampires.
No,
At
vampires
this point,
are
the
real.
whole group has kind of walked over to join this conversation since Ordell keeps yelling backwards and talking to her. The group, not kind of wanting to sit in silence, joins in and over. Says, no, that's a story that you tell children at night to make sure that they're in bed by dark.
You're a story that we tell to children at night, but so they're in bed by dark. Vampires are real,
Okay.
and they're scary.
I think I'll just be leaving then. Have fun with your travel and shilling.
I will. Vampires are real, and everyone's in danger.
The woman walks off into the streets nearby as
I have the last word. As Ordell dusts himself off.
Winter's like, I think they don't know that vampires are a threat here. But to be fair, we didn't know like a week ago, so I can't really blame them. Nobody's scared of these, as she points back at the children who are zombies and the skeletons behind her. Or you, as she points to Emma. What's up with that?
They're civilized people, obviously.
They're just...
As Emma's just chewing on more ice.
I'm gonna like put my arms around Emma and Winter, and to everybody, loud enough for everybody to hear. I just go, no, there has to be a catch or something. There's no way this place is just existing naturally behind the wall. There has to be like sacrifices or something.
Such
I
a
found the
pessimist.
catch. It's that they deny vampires exist. Like, could you imagine denying something important exists? That's weird.
Ashwin, I truly think this place is actually a bastion of hope out here. It's something that we hope to turn Cavity
Hold
into.
on. Elijah, you don't get a say in this.
Why?
Because the last time you led us to a place that was supposed to be great, to be fair, there was a vampire king doodad person.
Now that they're
No,
gone,
no
I think it's
offense.
quite fine, but I understand.
Nothing against you.
The
Ritter
vampire
says,
robot was
"That's a
kind of
good
cool,
point."
though.
I don't think it was cool. It killed many. Okay, we got.
It's gonna be cool when we kick his ass.
That will be good.
I don't
I
trust
dap up.
this.
Ashwin, what'd you say?
I don't trust this place. I don't.
We should at least go to the Red Wagon Inn, at least. I think I still have the emerald pin. I'm gonna go look for it.
Winter
I'm gonna-
looks at you, Ashwin, and says, "Let's not look a gift horse in the mouth here, because they're okay with these, and they may have books here that I would be okay with. They're fine with all of this. I don't really have to hide it. We almost got killed by raiders for it last time. Elijah's not even really on board with it now. This is fine. I think things are great."
It's fine. I'm just letting you know I will be on my toes, my hand on my rapier at all times.
Fair enough. At least one of us can just keep watch. The rest of us, we can have a good time at a nice place and get a full bath, somewhere to sleep. It'll be nice. Not always, wandering all the time. Be great.
Don't worry, I'm with you, Ashrin. Anyone even like sneezes at me weird, I'm just gonna go, "Ugh!" and then one right in the throat. "Ugh!"
Ritter just kind of looks. Don't. None if somebody sneezes, please. Just raise the bar a little for that.
If they say vampires aren't real again, then I'll kick him in the throat.
Maybe they're just not aware of the threat.
Yeah, well,
I agree with him. Let's go to the inn and find out what they know.
I bet you they think vampires are real. Zordell like trails behind the group.
So is that where everybody's trying to find? Is the Red Wagon Inn?
Heck yeah.
Everybody roll me an investigation. Ordell at advantage, since it was directly told to you where they were.
Ooh.
Heck yeah.
Non-nat 20.
Non-natty.
Roll 1.
Natty, but the wrong kind.
Ordell was too busy being mad at the lady because I rolled a 4 and a 5. Wait, a perception still? I mean, the 5 still becomes a 12.
Perfect. As you are all walking about town, you see several different signs for shops and businesses here, many of which are leather goods, lots of metalworking here, and you seem to notice quite a few shops for crystal and glass work here in this town. You notice that the windows on the town here are immaculate. Not that kind of old medieval coarse glass to where you can basically see that light's coming in and out of. Real modern style windows, flat glass that you can see through with no issues at all into the homes. You can see inside the shops and see everything for sale just like you could inside a display case. Windows much larger than what you should be able to make for this time period. It's
my gosh.
quite nice as you look through here. There's several shops for magic baubles, mostly toys and the like, but there are some jewelry shops of magic items and weapons abound as you make your way over to the Red Wagon Inn.
I would have never guessed that my old hobby would come back up to see this. This is gorgeous.
What's your old hobby?
I used to blow glass.
Well, you make glass. You don't have to blow into it.
If you want to make cups and bowls and other cool things, yeah, you do.
I still think vampires are real. As Ordell. He does that thing where he's walking with the group, but anytime Emma tries to address the glass conversation, Ordell like walks around. He's playing shuffle cup.
Ash, do you notice something kind of weird here about the windows? As since you got a natty 1, you have just been looking at every single person who gets within 5 feet of you, hand on the rapier.
I'm still doing that. No,
Ash.
I actually haven't. Why?
You see what's inside of that building there?
No.
Well, look, you see that shop there that has all the baubles?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, you notice how you can see inside of it? This place has great glass.
I kind of forgot how glass looks like.
It's clear.
It's
You
like
look through
fancy. It doesn't like pool at the bottom like the glasses at some of those other places we saw. You know how it's like not super clear, and then like the bottom is like kind of thick, and then the top is. So if you're sitting there and you want to look through a window, but you put your hand on the top, and then it falls through, and then somebody yells at you because you broke their window, but it was just made that way, you know?
That
Sure. So what, they have nice glass.
Yeah, I'm trying to say that there's probably smart people here. Again, more books. Maybe this is what we came here for in the first place, for you and me.
There was magic stuff in one of the other shops I saw.
And I
Yeah.
like books.
Plus,
I mean-
I have some magic stuff we could sell. So if we want to sell stuff and buy stuff, this would be a good place.
Perfect. Let's
Wait.
set our stuff down, and then maybe we can go take a look at a few things.
Actually, now like a light bulb lights up in your head. I think I would like to go to those magical baubles.
Perfect. Do we want to go to the inn first, or do some shopping now? It's been so long since I've done some shopping. I'm just kind of excited.
Tell I can tell.
Heck yeah, let's go to the inn, drop off our stuff. Let's put on some like nice clothes and stuff. Let's make a day of this. If we're in a normal place that like it could be scary, let's just have a fun normal day.
Is it inappropriate to put them in the stables, or should we put them in like a room? I don't know I'll see what everybody else is doing.
If you're gonna pay for them, I'm sure they wouldn't mind.
As you all continue walking down, there's a small well in the city center here, as there are in most city centers, and wells kind of message throughout. Yeah, Drew, I saw it. We'll get to that. I've already paid attention.
Cool.
So there's a small well here in the center, and several small stalls around this little center here. Again, glasswork in droves out here. A lot of it clear, but a lot of it has this kind of blue tint and hue to it. You can hear several flutes out within the city. You don't hear much other music. Normally you can hear lutes and other things throughout, but there's just kind of the constant distant sound of flute-like music here within the city. It's peaceful. Everything just, for the lack of a better descriptor, gives great vibes throughout here. You feel finally calm in this city. But Ashrin, that calm does kind of put you on edge, as you are a bit suspicious about it. As you all pass this well and go further on down, seeing a sign that looks like a red wagon. Maybe I could even show you. If you look all the way onto the side over there as the Red Wagon Inn, you see one hanging off of a building. The building itself is a stone bottom with 2 stories above, made out of wood. If you were to think of a typical medieval inn, this would probably be it. Though, again, the glass is immaculate on the front of it. And the roof, where normally it's typical shingles or even red kind of clay, is still in that same kind of dyed blue clay on the top of this roof. There are a few kind of picnic like tables and chairs outside the inn and a stable in the back, though you don't see anybody sitting outside, but that could just be due to the cold. As Ritter says, all right, opens the door as a small bell chimes and says, after you all.
Well, thank you, good sir, as Ordell once again dons like that big fiery hat and like outfit and makes himself look like a stereotypical knight.
Mm-hmm. Him all going behind.
Ashrin?
Ashrin goes last.
Okay. Everybody else follows on in. As you step inside, there's a small mat that says, please wipe your feet, down at the bottom. You may or may not participate, but of course, Winter does. Elijah and not Ashrin, Elijah and Ritter have no patience for this and walk simply in, leaving trails of snow and mud on the wood below. As you step in, you notice your footsteps almost echo in this empty first floor. Stepping on the wood floors below, you can hear the sound of the wind go out one window and another one in the back. The room in itself is decorated, though quite bare. There are tables, all immaculate and cleaned, a fireplace with fresh logs inside and hardly any ash on the inside of it, glasses and all sorts of drink and manner behind the counter at the front where the bar is of this inn here. There are a couple of different spots for heads and mounted trophies, though there is only one singular large elk with what must be a 20-point elk. It's almost like a spider's web of horns off of this thing, but the rest of them sit completely bare as if awaiting trophies. But you don't hear anything but the silence inside this inn.
I thought this was supposed to be like the Adventurers Inn.
Well, I was supposed to. At least that's what they used to be. Hello?
Do you call out? Perfect. As you say hello, a small man, hobbit or halfling in size, dips his head out from behind a door. He's got like wire-rimmed Harry Potter-esque glasses, circular in nature, and hair just on the side of his head, wiry and white, an old halfling this is, with kind of small gray robes that barely touch the floor and are marked with mud and snow. So he looks out and says, oh! He walks out and says, I don't think I ordered everything. You must be mistaken. Perhaps you're looking for the white mare that's down the road. Sorry, I didn't mean to be a bother. I hate to disappoint you like this. What is it that you're here to deliver?
Nothing. This is the Red Wagon Inn, is it not?
Yes? You mean... Wait. You're wanting to be here? For what? Who sent you?
No
Is
one.
it-
We just found it.
Oh. I'm sorry then. You must... If you just found it, you must be lost. This isn't...
No.
What?
Okay. Emma slaps him on the face, like, just to get a, like, kind of that. Look at me. We want to be here. All right. I had been to a Red Wagon Inn a long, long time ago. What happened?
Oh, this is on purpose. So you're... sorry. Welcome to the Red Wagon Inn. Please, grab a drink, pull up a chair, let's hang out together, all of us. We can tell stories, we can have drinks, all that you want. Nothing's happened. This is just... I think you're the first person in a year to even come here. I thought you came here on accident. Please, can I get you all a drink on the house for today, please?
Sure.
I think, matter of fact, please take up a chair, sit by the fire. It's quite cold out. Let me see if I can find some matches, and begins opening and sliding drawers closed.
Ordell immediately makes the fire go roaring.
Right, should have thought of that. As you can see, he has a thing of matches in his hand with cobwebs coming off the bottom of it that he throws back in the drawer and slides clean. I will get you drinks. We must talk. I'm so excited to finally meet some adventurers that have come in. I knew this was a good idea. I knew that we could... Oh, sorry, Dirty Dan wants to GFY me. As he goes to the back and reaches out some glasses, all of which are still covered in cobwebs, just like the little matches. And he says, I'm just going to go wash these real quick, and then I'll be back. We want them to be as clean as possible, right? He heads off into that same room that he was in before, leaving you all here in the silence, so you can hear his tiny little pitter-patter footsteps in the room nearby and the sloshing of water.
Shouldn't take a slow step around the room to find traps, essentially, like for any trapdoors, any hidden tripwires. Also detect magic for any hidden seeking eyeballs watching us.
Okay, go ahead and roll an investigation as you cast Detect Magic.
Oh,
Also, just for you, chat, roll credits.
Love it.
16.
That's 3 of us. I will take the GFY. 16. As Ashrin, you quickly pull out the bag of materials and throw it in the air. Your eyes quickly attune to it, turning a slight pinkish hue, looking for any magic in the area and anything that might be spying upon you. You don't see any sort of divination magic, which is what you were expecting to find if anybody was kind of spying upon you. However, you do see traces and trails of conjuration magic that seem to be fresh, moving quite back and forth between that room and this small encounter. Very fresh. Must have been on or encompassing the small halfling's person. Chat, also, I need a halfling's name.
While this is happening, I think I'm also... Oh, you said that Emery the Scarsmith's ring was abjuration, right?
No, evocation.
Oh, evocation. Well, I'm not Googling what evocation magic is.
It's the pew pews with the damage.
The pew-pews
Oh,
and the booms.
Put that on. I'm going to put it on.
You gonna put it
Or
on there?
healing magic.
Yes, I put it
Cool.
on.
You slide it over your finger. It's quite cool to the touch. Again, just solid kind of one piece of gold with the writing on the inside of it. As you slide it over your finger, it feels cold, but it could just be the air around you that has been quite cold.
Okay.
Is there like an old dusty bowl of peanuts?
Yes, of course. Why wouldn't there be? The peanuts themselves are intertwined with small bug parts from lack of cleaning and use here. It's not that they necessarily are rank, but that there might have been an ant or two that found their way into a small bit of food and died unable to escape from the bowl here. Emma, you start eating?
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. Also, I'm loving all the names that are coming in. I had one, but one is just too good that we got to go with that. As you all are just kind of standing around taking a look at things, Ashrin, when the halfling returns, you can see the conjuration magic is in his pocket. You're not sure what it is. It is small, some little object that is just in his front coat pocket as he approaches with several glasses and says, it'll just be 1 minute more, and is there anybody who cannot drink ale? I will get meads, honey meads, the finest of meads that we make here. We'll get honey meads for all of you.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a honey mead.
Perfect.
I step in front of him before when he turns around. I like stop him from going forward, and I'm like, "What's in that pocket?"
Oh, this pocket? And he holds out a small little stone. Not dissimilar to the one that you have, though on the front of it is a small carving of a wagon.
Who are you talking to?
I'm not talking to anyone. This is how we communicate with some of the other innkeepers.
We have those too.
You have a Bluetooth stone. Wonderful.
Mhm.
I've seen some of those around, but I've never got to play with one. It's basically the same as this, but ours is connected to quite a few more people than your stone might be.
That's pretty cool.
I'm sorry. He looks up to Ashrin. Are you needing to speak to someone at another inn?
Nope, just want to make sure you're not communicating to anyone.
How did you know I had
Undesirable.
this in my pocket? You're quite keen in your eyes.
I'll take a mead. And I'll sit down.
Honeymead it is, as he puts it back in his front pocket. As Ashrin, you sit back onto the table near the fire where Elijah and Ritter all join and sit around the table here. Dirty Dan, don't you diss the Bluetooth stone. That's historically accurate. As the halfling approaches and lays 6 honey meads out on the table, says, "You must be weary. Where even did you come from?" Without allowing him, with kind of just a desire to approach, he pulls up his own chair to sit at the table and invites himself into talking with you all. Says, "You must have come from quite some ways away. Were you just from Cavity? Did you come from the wastes to the north? Or were you banished here from the south?" And he's kind of twirling like a child in the chair, excited to speak.
This is Ashrin thinking. Also, Jackie curious. There's no magic in the alcohol, right? Like it's just alcohol.
No. You don't sense any. You
Alright,
still
I'm
have the detect magic for a few minutes, but no, just smells like honey.
gonna sit back and like hold it and just sip on it while watching his face.
As
Really
you
good
look,
peanut.
actually, go ahead and roll me a investigation, since you're
Jeez.
making active efforts to look into
Ordell,
it.
try one of these peanuts.
I'm so good, Emma. I am allergic to peanuts. As Ordell, he holds his drink, but like if you were to imagine like someone's lips just drinking the beer, because Ordell hasn't had a drink in this form, because he is like old enough to drink, but like I guess it's legal age is 21 for you guys. Well, I'm 8.
If you're
He's
6
like 18.
years old,
So
you can drink.
yeah, he's like over 800. But like he's sitting there though, because like Ordell, when he was like big and stuff, like just like drank but didn't like taste anything. So now he's doing this just like a
Donkey lipping the.
absolutely. And then he just has like a big foam beard just immediately. It's really good.
Thank you. I brew it myself. We don't have many people that can brew things. That's why I was confused at your delivery before. Ashrin, what did you roll in investigation?
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. This is a dark ambered honey mead, probably meaning that it has sat there for quite some time. It smells of honey, but because it's sat around for so long, it's a higher alcohol content than normal mead.
I sip on it.
Elijah,
Ashrin, try these peanuts.
I am also allergic to peanuts.
Ritter,
there's bugs in there. No,
you haven't seen in this bowl.
you just put it in my face.
Well, then I'll eat the protein. Emma's gonna like wander.
It just drops onto the table beneath your jaw. You're not gonna. As the halfling kind of. That is so funny. I've never actually seen an unwilling do anything with food. Is that a bit that you do for comic relief? I bet.
I'm eternally hungry.
Well, how do you? Does it work?
Yeah.
And you just have an insatiable hunger? What a curse that is to have. But also a blessing, I guess, if you're able to taste the finest foods and never have to stop. You must like my ale. Please
I
have a
an
drink.
insatiable hunger. I just can't taste anything.
Oh. Truly a
Oh,
curse
yeah.
it is then.
Why
Thanks for
do you
bringing
want
it
us
up,
to drink?
though.
What? Why do you want us to drink so bad, dude?
This is the first group of people who've come in who've tried my ale. I'm curious as to your opinions on it. I'm the only one who's drank it by myself, and so I would like to one day enter it in competition, and I just don't know if it's worthy of it. I haven't had other people to test it.
Rabo, how good is this ale, if I may ask?
Roll a constitution. Let's see. Roll medicine check.
Oh, my medicine's good now. That's a 17 plus 24 total.
Hold on. Arcane Fire said, ale or mead? This guy is all over the place. Don't trust him. Don't trust Rybo. Rybo's all over the place. Mead is what it is, not ale. It's honey mead. What'd you say? 24?
Yeah.
Perfect. It is not great. The honey in itself is there, but it is mostly hops. It is extremely bitter on the tongue. You could lie to him and tell him it's great, but you've had far better.
Can I see your setup for making it?
Absolutely. Well, I wouldn't have any bees this time of year as it's approaching winter, but I could show you the hives and show you the barrels.
Yeah, I want to see some bees and hives and barrels. That's cool.
Sure. Come out with me out back. We keep them right behind the stables. Which, by the way, as he kind of looks up and says, please think me not prejudiced, but they, and he points to the zombie children and the skeletons that stand in the corner of the door that Winter has not moved. Yeah? Are you planning on keeping them down here the whole time? It's, again, if you control them, it's just fine. I more than trust you, but I would prefer maybe if they were in this outside or in a room. Forgive my caution. It's the only thing that does worry me is undead. Of course, like immediately to Emma, not unwilling, never unwilling.
Emma's just chewing now. She's got her bag of ice that's slowly melting. So everywhere she's just been walking around, and now there's just this like trail of water as she's walking around the downstairs.
Water and
just
dusty
water
nuts.
and peanut.
As I love that phrasing.
They move with us.
Oh, okay. I didn't mean to offend, Winter says. We'll just put them up later. Okay, please, I will show you the hives, and the rest of you, take your time. If you decide that you want rooms here, I have beds already freshly made, feathered down pillows, hay-made beds. It will be some of the softest sleep you've ever had. I am most sure of it.
And I apologize, I was walking around the room, but I didn't catch your name.
My name is Oliver Small. Very nice to meet all of you, as he reaches his hand upwards, which he almost has to reach straight up, even as you were all sitting down to be able to shake your hand.
Nice to meet you.
Spelled S-M-O-L-L, as chat wants to make sure is noticed. As he says, great. Would you like to come see the hives now?
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Perfect. As he hops off of the stool and heads out towards the back. You all take your time. We can talk about rooms later. Don't go anywhere. As he's just excited and giddy, as he almost skips with Ordell out towards the back. He jumps up with both hands onto the door handle and lets himself, the weight of him, slowly pull the handle down and open the door up to allow you through.
Yeah, Ordell goes on in. As Ordell gets closer to this, thinking about because Ordell's first thing is he wanted to see his process to give him feedback, but then Ordell's expression starts to change as he's walking in.
As you and the halfling step outside, there's a few stairs that lead down into the dirt below. There's a small patch of what would be apple trees here in the back, a very, very small orchard, and inside there are several like handmade beehives that are pretty much dormant here as it's begun to snow. He's got little coverings over them. He says, I'm pretty proud of these. It all comes back from a queen that my grandfather raised maybe 100 years ago. And then it's all gone back to one hive. I'm very proud of that. I think you'll taste it in the honey, the finest honey in all the land. Probably the only honey in all the land that's grown and not, found out in the wild. So I would really say that it's great, especially being so close to all of the honeydew. So it's kind of honey inside honey, you see. That's how they get their sweetness. Double the honey, I always like to say. That's actually, I do sell jars of honey, double the honey. That's the name of it. I'm pretty excited about that.
Cool.
If you are interested in honey, I'm happy to sell you double the honey. Not twice as much honey, but the name, again, double the honey. But if you are interested in twice the honey, we can double the honey if that's something that you want.
I'd like that a lot.
Perfect.
So these are the bees, and And those are your barrels?
Yes. As you kind of look off to the side, these ones have things in them. It's kind of the winter stock for now, just salted fish. But when it's done, I rinse it all out, and then I fire up the inside of the barrel so it smells. It's got kind of like a nice whiskey flavor to it, and you're like, ah, that's what you tasted in the mead. It doesn't. Whiskey and the mead like this don't blend. It almost sells smoky, and you can tell that's where he's making a mistake. He's like, so I just clean the barrels, recycle, reuse. That way, I don't have to ever buy any more of them.
While Ordell like looks in this and has that realization, because Ordell now doesn't have this, but Ordell before had proficiency with brewer's tools. Ordell looks in and from in his chest, the light changes a lighter color. He goes,
well, what you're making is not mead. You are making a honey whiskey, which is quite tasty, but if you are foaming it and letting it sit for as long as you are making something that is too sweet to be whiskey, but too dark to be ale. You have a brilliant combination here, but you need to choose. Do you wish for something strong that will burn but also have a sweetness, or do you wish to embrace the sweetness in the mug? You could even do both.
I could hear the passion in your voice as soon as you started talking about this. I can tell that you care so much about this, and I'm very appreciative, but my stock is probably the finest stock, and I'm not really looking for advice right now. Thank you, though. I mean, obviously, I know what I'm doing here. This is the best honey mead in the entire hollow. It will be. As soon as I show it to other people, it will be. Thank you. I'm kind of a professional, though, and what it sounds like is an amateur opinion coming from you. Again, not a problem. I can hear the passion in your voice. Well, maybe if I show you how to do it, then you'll understand. Because obviously, I mean, you tasted it earlier, right?
I did taste it earlier.
Right.
And it was quite bitter when you told me mead was going to be sweet. But if you had told me it was whiskey, I would have paired it with something. Well, again, I enjoyed the flavor and the smokiness of it, but you're trying to do two things that do not work together.
Sure, of course. I totally respect your opinion on this. This is... let me go write it down right now so that I don't forget about it. Either a longer brew for whiskey or sweeter for a mead, right?
Correct. And also, these barrels, some of them have holes in them and the wood is well worn. You'll want new, fresher barrels, because the wood will also affect the flavor.
Like I said, I clean it. I don't just throw in barrels that used to be for salted fish, but I understand that you haven't seen the process. It's easy to judge when you haven't seen. So... But let me go get my book. I will write this down for you. And then maybe I can show you a few pointers on how to... I can tell that you're interested in it.
So there was something like early on, Ordell with his brewer stuff. At one point I made that wine, and I can't remember when it was. But I think I still have it. And I'm going to pull out, because I'm pretty sure that was the Nat 20 wine we were laughing about. So Ordell's going to like pull that out now. And now the fire's starting to dim, and Ordell kind of shakes his head. Well, why don't you try this? I made this, and it is... Now, this in itself is a dark wine, so this is something that would be good with like a good steak or something, but give this a shot.
As he holds it in your hand, he's like, I can tell you're a little worried about this one. The passion in your voice is gone. So he pops it open and takes a quick swig of the wine. With your nat 20, give me a sec. I need you to roll me an insight.
Oliver just shakes.
Not super duper great. Where's insight? With a +7, that's still an 18. 11. I keep forgetting because Ordell didn't have this stuff.
As he looks down at the wine, he raises his eyebrows and takes a look at it and is observing the color. But you can tell he's entirely doing this for show. You can see the bottom lip quiver as he looks this wine up and down. Is this your first brew?
Yeah, actually. I made it. I didn't have much on hand at the time. Also, we were sitting around campfire. I foraged some stuff together, so I didn't have the proper supplies to sit down and do it as effectively. But
This was just a random attempt. Did you write down the recipe in which you made it? Not that I don't think you should change it a bit because it could be better, but if you do have that recipe, you should probably hold on to it just to maybe make more of it sometime and adjust it. It's good. It's good, It's good.
Well, but again, I'm just an amateur. You keep the rest, though. And I'd love to hear your tips later as Ordell walks up and pats him on the shoulder.
I couldn't impose as he's quickly corking it and putting it in his, but if you insist, I will gladly take it. And he covers his robe back up. But while that's happening, back with Emma, Asher, and Winter, Elijah, and Ritter.
As soon as they had walked out the door, Emma's just taking the bowl that she has, and she just throws it behind her, and she looks over at Asher and, "Well, he told us to go nowhere. Are you ready to go somewhere? Let's go explore."
Yeah, I don't trust this guy.
I'm up for it. As Winter stands up, Elijah and Ritter are like, "What? We just got here."
Oh,
And it's time to explore.
should we take the children with us when we're exploring, though, or should we just take a key from behind the desk and put them in a room?
Honestly, I think it would be fantastic if you just leave the children in front of the door they just left out of and just let them stand there for a moment. And then it'll give us more time to explore.
Oh, and here. Where did... I guess... Look, let's just go.
Ritter and Elijah are like, "Honestly, if we're going to stay here, I want to check out the building. Why don't you let Elijah and I kind of sweep around? You all go do whatever shopping you need, and we'll stay here."
Oh no, I meant explore in here. I want to explore this place.
Oh.
I want to go in the kitchen. I want to go upstairs. I want to go
Oh, good.
all the places.
Then help me. Asher, is that what you were meaning to?
Yep.
Okay. Then Emma, Ashrin, and Ritter are going to case the place, essentially, and make sure that there's no reason that they should be afraid to stay here, or possibly find any secrets.
Yeah, I just want to be nosy.
Ashrin-
Now that I've made a mess everywhere.
Emma and Ritter, go ahead and roll investigation. Since Ordell is essentially distracting Oliver Small, go ahead and roll it at advantage as you're getting extra time in which to do this.
Ooh, natural 20 plus 3.
Ooh.
Thank you, Dicey Encounters.
You can go
Heck
buy
yeah.
another 20% to 50% off in my shop.
Ooh.
And they taste delicious.
Don't eat them, please.
Eat them.
I am not an LLC. Please don't
They
sue me.
are eligible. Said Drew, not me. Eligible to be eaten, not edible, not eligible.
They are eligible to be bought.
They're eligible bachelors if anybody's looking for some dice.
21.
21, solid. So there's 3 floors here. I'll let the two of you pick which floors you're looking at, and Ritter will take a look at the other one. So Ashrin, you got your nat 20 first.
Emma, I kind of want to check out the basement or wherever he got the alcohol from. Who knows what's down there?
Emma, would you like to check out the 2nd or 3rd floor?
Second floor.
Okay. We'll start with Emma then, as edible dice for some of those tips you got in the comments. Yeah, I definitely will. So we'll start with Emma. Ritter goes up to the 3rd floor, and you can hear him walking around on the wooden steps above you. Winter and Elijah are downstairs, still just drinking some mead, as Winter's trying to figure out what she wants to do with the undead children that she has brought along. But Emma, as you are looking around, you notice all of these doors are currently unlocked, meant to be locked with the key that you would be given. There's probably about 6 rooms on each floor. However, when you get to the far end, the last room on the right, this room appears to be locked. The rest of them are numbered. This room has no number on it.
Is there a gap under the door?
A small one,
How small are we talking?
maybe about half an inch or so.
Enough to slide a ring under?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Why do you
Emma's
ask?
Emma's gonna take the ring off, and she sets the ring in the room behind the door, leaves the chain outside of the door. And Emma's gonna into the ring and then back out of the ring on the other side of the door.
As Emma, you quickly slide the ring under, hop into the ring, hop out, realizing you have essentially become a changeling and are able to fit through very, very small spaces here, or a fairy, with this one hack that doctors and DMs hate. You slide the ring under the door, teleport into it, and immediately come back out and dust your hands off, trying to
And
look
then I pick
impressive
up
even
the
though nobody
ring.
can see you.
I pick up the ring and put it back up around my neck.
As you slide it in, you notice you are in a room that appears to be lived in. Let's see. By the way, chat, I would like the name of a male. Never mind, I already got one that's really good.
I love it. I already know which one too.
Do you?
I think so.
Okay. As you're searching through the room here, this room is lived in. The bed is unmade. There are books stacked across a desk here, several, probably a dozen or so candles that are just at the nub on the bottom that have been used to their fullest. Windows with curtains over them so that people cannot see inside, as there are also several art easels, some unpainted on, and quite a few completely drawn upon with several different pictures of surrounding landscapes. There are also stacks and stacks of parchment, what appear to be handwritten notes here on the desk. Do you want to take a look at some of the paintings, take a look at the notes, look at some of the drawers? What do you want to do?
Yeah, I'll take a look at some of the paintings.
Okay. As you kind of pick some of them up and flip them around, it appears to be a lot of images of the landscape around. You got a 21 total, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. As you take a look at a few of the paintings, most of them are of little consequence. However, there's one that appears to be painted with quality paints, more so than the others. Paints that the other paints would have just been, I'm almost practicing. This one appears to be an intentional work of art. It depicts a cave, and the painting of the cave is blue and almost crystalline. The paints themselves are metallic and reflective. The cave's mouth appears to be almost like the maw of a creature with crystal-like teeth jetting out from it, with several large trees at the base of the cave.
I like this one. Emma's gonna set down her ring on the little, just a little area enough to set the ring on. She's gonna take the painting and into the ring, and then come back out without the painting.
Okay.
and put the
Add
ring back
one
on.
painting of the crystal cave to your inventory.
Painting of the crystal cave.
There are several other things here in the room, but if you'd like to just grab the painting, then you're golden.
Yeah, I'm not trying to thief everything, but yeah, just that painting should do.
Just the most valuable looking painting that definitely has the most time spent on it.
Yeah. And I'll unlock the door, step on the other side. Is this one of those locks where you can like lock it prior to like closing the door again, so from the other side? You know
No, it
how
is a
some-
keyhole
okay.
lock. There's a deadbolt on the inside that connects to the keyhole. So if you unlock it, you're not going to be able to lock it again when you leave. But you do have a trick.
Yeah, she'll probably use the trick one last time and lock the door, get out, like nothing ever happened.
Okay. Ashrin, as you were exploring this first floor and going back into the room that he was in before, you notice that there is an entire food room here, but most of it sits as empty shelves. What is meant to be filled with food at some point is mostly filled with non-perishables, hanging pieces of like pepperoni and salami, meats that can be cold cured and left out for long periods of time, sausages, couple cheese wheels completely coated in wax or mold, and several grains and sacks of flour and rice, things that will last throughout the cold season to come. It is a bland set of diets, but you could still make some fairly serviceable meals in here if needed. There are also rows and rows of honey on one shelf. They all seem to have some label that says double the honey on the front of it. It's handwritten. It appears to be almost like you would find at a farmer's market. Very trying to sell some local goods stuff, but there's probably 100 or so jars of it in here. It is that really dark amber stuff, just like the mead that you were drinking before. Aged honey is the best way to describe it. But as you were looking around, you notice a small kind of irregularity of one of the bricks on the floor, where a box that is empty but would hold food is sitting. As you quickly slide the box off to the side, you notice a small hatch or a latch that could open up into a hidden kind of passageway down to the bottom.
Is my detect magic still up?
It is.
Any magic around it?
No.
I pull.
Okay. It's quite heavy. Can you go ahead and roll me a strength check?
Yes. Ooh, 19 plus 23.
23. As you lift open this stone trapdoor, you have your doubts that Oliver Small would be able to lift this by himself. As you quickly slide the latch open, this stone trapdoor, you look down, there's a sloped ladder, almost stairs that lead down into the darkness below. As an elf, you have dark vision, correct?
Yes.
Looking down in, you see a small door at the bottom of this cellar here.
Go towards it.
Okay, you climb down the stairs. There's not much room in here. This is maybe just a 5-foot long little hallway here, just wide enough for you to stand in, as there is a door here with the door in itself is made out of stone and intricately carved with a brass handle.
Pull on it.
You reach in and notice the door itself is locked. But as you kind of twist the handle, it feels like it's for the lack of better terms, a weak lock, to where it could be bashed in if you tried to do so with force.
Can I listen?
Yeah, go ahead and put your ear up to the door. There is no gap on the bottom of the door like you saw before. This is a sealed door. Whatever's inside there would not get much air.
Can I knock on the door?
Yeah, absolutely. It sounds hollow, as if this is not a solid wall. There definitely is a room behind it, but it sounds like you're hitting against stone. You listen for a moment. Go ahead and roll me a perception check.
13.
13. As you knock, you listen for any sort of reply. Because of the stone door, you don't even really hear the echo of the knock. It sounds like an empty room.
How much time has it been?
You haven't taken much time. It's been maybe about 10 minutes or so. Ordell and the halfling are still outside at this point. You would definitely be able to hear the door if they were to come in.
I don't want to break it because I still want to give him benefit of the doubt, but I'm gonna mentally remember what the door looks like, what the hand looks like, what the lock looks like, and we'll tell the party sometime in the future, near future, but I won't break it for now.
Perfect. You quickly climb back up, close the cellar hatch, and slide the box back over before approaching as Emma walks down the stairs with Ritter right behind as they kind of look between each other, about to discuss what's seen when Ordell opens the back door. He and Oliver Small come walking in, Oliver clutching a bottle that seems to be about half his size inside his small, thin coat here within the inn. He looks to be hiding it, but is completely apparent. The bottle is bigger than his arm as he walks and approaches. I'll just set this in my cellar real quick, and then I will attend your every need before places the bottle up.
Oh, can we see your cellar with you?
Yes, absolutely.
Lead the way.
Absolutely. Oh, okay. As Oliver walks over and says, okay, before we go into the cellar, I must warn you of something. Please, no judgment on my part. If you could forgive somebody who's lived alone for quite some time. It is a mess down in the cellar.
I thought you were about to say something else, and at least it's just a mess.
Of course, what were you thinking?
You wouldn't imagine the smut I have in my library.
Oh, see, I
What?
thought you were gonna say bodies, but yeah, smut. That could be a smut thing.
Oh my. Where all have
we're
you been
adventurers?
adventuring to?
Mm.
Oh,
Are
you
you-
should see some of the stuff Winter writes that she's inspired by.
You draw smut? And she's like,
I-
oh yeah, I draw like a lot of smut. I've been writing basically since we got out here. Oh. Okay. Please, I don't need to see that. I'm not a connoisseur. I don't. I'm
Right,
not
but we can
looking
see
to
your
purchase.
cellar, so you can just go ahead now. Thank you.
Oh, of course. I'm sorry. As it's just okay. Please, when you see it, you're gonna judge, but I'm asking you ahead of time not to. As Oliver goes into the food area that you were in before, Ashrin, and he slides the box off to the side as he holds up the wine bottle to you and says, "Can you please hold this?" He lifts open the stone hatch with no problems whatsoever. He quickly just throws it up open. He says, "Okay, come on down." He allows everybody else to go in before
It's
him.
like, I haven't been there just 5 minutes ago.
Oh, what's this place?
Oh, it's sloped. I didn't know that. Oh, be careful.
How
As
that was a heavy thing that like Ashrin like noticed like it was super heavy and he just like flipped it with ease.
oh, when it slams onto the stone behind, it makes a loud, as if you're throwing a couple of bricks onto a stone floor. He's like, "Okay, I didn't bring the stool. Could you?" As he holds up a key to Ashrin, say, "Could you put it in?"
Okay.
Clicks. You hear a small kind of. It almost sounds like it's screeching as the metal pulls against metal, unused or just quite old. As he unlocks, you hear the door latch, and suddenly a kind of dust appears behind the stone door. He says, "Go ahead, but just keep your comments to yourself if you could, please."
I am known for that.
I'll be honest, like we're not that judgy of a crew. Like
I guess
we're three cool, chill people.
yeah, your friend up there writes Smuttish. I didn't know if you were all of the same kind. You said bodies, that did throw me off as you, Ashrin, are opening the door to see inside. Some dust pours out, but the first thing you notice is it's warm upstairs, but it is really, really cold down here. Cellars are quite cold, but this is icy as you open it up. Inside, he quickly runs around the corner and creates a small flame with a little torch off to the side and a set of matches there before lighting up the room as he takes a torch over and kind of lights a bunch of them up. As the lights slowly begin to illuminate the area here, it is an absolute mess. It smells. The smell of all the different perfumes and just kind of earthy fumes fill your nostrils. It's not sulfurous like an alchemist. It is just potent. There are several barrels here that would have the honey mead, but this smell alone, Ordell, you would think would contaminate the mead to give it some improper flavors. There are several barrels here that seem to be aging. There's a small wine rack, though there's not much wine on it at all. There are large desks with huge amounts of dried flowers, stones, anything that has a bright, vibrant color to it. You can see down here several mortal and pestles that need to be washed that just haven't. Everybody roll me a investigation roll.
Oh, another natural 20 plus 3. This time by citrus candy.
Ooh.
Doo-doo.
18?
Non-natural 20.
Non-natty. Ordell?
9.
9. Ordell, the fumes are just kind of a lot, and you just focus on the mead and the improper storage of it near such a potent smell, and silently do judge him against his request as to leaving something so potent near here, especially with these non-ideal barrels for storage. Ashrin and Emma, you can tell that this person is making pigment. All of the different colors that he has in here of dried various materials, small bits of ore. He's making his own pigment, and that kind of almost chemical earthy smell that you're smelling is all the dried flowers, but also the material to make his own pigments for paints. Emma, this immediately clicks for you. However, Ashrin, you're not entirely sure what this pigment might be used for. You're not a mage, but your mind can conjure up many different things that you might want to do with pigments, and both nefarious and for good purposes. He goes and slides the wine bottle as he takes it from you back into the rack and says, I know it's a lot. I'm super sorry. It's
to be quite fair, I haven't actually met an artist that their space wasn't clean.
An artist, that is a good way to put it. I didn't call myself one. I'm glad that you said it before I called myself one. That makes it feel more genuine, so thank you.
Wait, you don't use these to like dye your wine or honey a different color?
Can you do that?
I don't know.
I don't know.
There are holidays that would be amazing to do that on. There's one with the green, one with the orange. Oh my gosh.
Destroy the flavor.
But Hallows End would be amazing to have orange ale. I mean, more orange than it already is.
You would take away from what joy the liquor could bring.
I can tell that you're passionate again. You kind of change whenever you talk about mead and ale. So if that would be a problem, then obviously I wouldn't do that, because I mean, you wouldn't want to take away from the best, which I have.
You're a funny little one.
Thank you, but I didn't tell any jokes. But if you've seen all you need to see, if you wouldn't mind leaving, I'm curing a few plants that they need to stay quite cool.
Emma does some stretches before she says, "Oh, by the way, Ash, did you see the body over there?" As Emma starts leaving out of the cellar.
I spit on my heel.
You would do what?
I spit on my heel like.
Ashrin, you look over to the corner where Emma immediately has turned away and gone running up the stairs. Both Ashrin and Oliver are looking over to the side. He was joking, right? There's no body down here? I would have seen that. I would think. I was just in here earlier when you all came in.
No, they're in the walls. Ooh, as Ordell also runs.
How small is the room?
It's about the size of the first floor. It's basically the whole basement area. It's quite large. Maybe about 40 feet by 40 feet.
I'm watching you. And then I run after them.
As everybody leaves, Ordell takes his hands and all the torches just out.
Hello? You hear as all of you are out. And then you hear a loud crashing sound of something falling. After a minute or so, Winter's like, What was that? What, is everything okay?
There's ghost, Winter. There's ghost.
Yes! Yes! Where? Down there? As Winter goes and
You
walks.
should go check it out.
She walks over to the side and says, Oh, you poor thing. As Oliver walks out from the cellar, completely coated in bright red pigment that has fallen off of one of his desks. He looks as if he just went to one of those pigment or paint parties where somebody would just throw mica powder at him. I don't want to go down there if there's ghosts. Winter says, Don't worry, I got it. And Winter kind of pushes and shoves him off and heads on into the cellar below, following with the zombies and skeletons to go down. He says, Be careful, there's lots of stuff down there.
Ordell takes his thumb on his cheek and puts it on the one cheek that's red. He draws a smiley face on the other one.
You can see there's a smiley face drawn, but a frown curving from his...
Then Ordell goes over his mouth and makes him smile.
I'm sorry. Forgive me. I must have forgotten what to do in company. It's just been so long since I've had anybody here.
Ordell hands him a rag. We're we're adventurers. So, like, there's nothing really to do to prepare.
Oh,
you know.
That's right. As he starts like wiping his cheek off. I should have completely asked. Do you all have the pin?
Yes, I have a pin somewhere.
Great. Can I see it?
I have to find it.
Go for it.
Okay.
What
I'm
pin?
just gonna set down the necklace and into the ring.
As Emma disappears, he says, "Oh, if you don't know, then you're probably not an adventurer. Emma must have one. The adventurer's pin. It's like this." As he opens up his jacket and shows a small silver pin with the letter A on it.
What if we killed a bunch of vampires, zombies, some undead monsters, and we got in a fight with a vampire, and we're currently in like a long kind of like arc to fight him? You know, it's something like pretty intense. Like, what would you call that then? Are we not adventurers then?
Well, okay, so you must be a bard. I could understand the skeletons, but you have to fight real things, and there's so many of the skeletons out here that unless it was like a roaming horde or something, then I don't think that would really count.
Why does everyone keep calling him a bard?
I mean, tales of vampires. You've got a flaming eccentricity to you. Is that not what you are?
Listen.
Go
No,
ahead,
after
Ashton.
you, Ashrin. I'd love you to cover this one.
Oh, no. Don't you ever wonder why the sky is dark all the time?
There's big machines that make it off into the corners, right?
And
Those
do you
are
know
left-
who
Well, I
built
thought
the machines and killed the creator and designer of these said machines?
no, I thought
A vampire.
Okay. Sorry. Again, it's been a while since I've had company.
Mhm.
Right. It was a good one. Very good. Have you
Yeah,
heard
you
the
know
one about the halfling and the saurian?
No, but I'd love to hear how it goes.
I'm sorry. You were going to say something? By the way, I'm Oliver, but what is everybody else's name?
When they come, I'll make sure they get you first, Oliver.
What? Who?
What? What? Who?
No, that's what I'm asking you. Who? What? Are you threatening me?
Oliver? That's
My
me.
friends all call me Ordell, but my name's Solace.
Nice to meet you, Solace. Did your friend just threaten me? The scary woman there, did she just threaten me?
Sorry?
Did she just threaten me?
Sorry? What? I can't quite. As he gets really close, Ordell's head does that thing, just like not to burn him, but just to scare him.
Roll an intimidation at advantage because of Ashrin.
Heck yeah. I don't think my intimidation's very good, but with advantage, one of them is a crit fail, but the other one makes it an 18.
Oh, solid. As you explode, not only do you see him kind of fall back, you see Ritter quickly reach for his bow and immediately just throw his hands up in the air and put his head down on the table.
Emma's gonna pop back out, and she has
Why?
a box.
Okay. Forgive
Why
me.
are you so jumpy? It's just ghost in your basement.
Ma'am, excuse me. I may have been away from the company of adventurers for a while, but I do not ever remember anybody acting like this. This is inappropriate, and it's my inn, and I demand you treat me with the respect that I have earned as an innkeeper.
I was just trying to show you the pins, and Emma's gonna hold forward a box of pins.
You have As he reaches out to grab the box.
I don't know. It's in there somewhere, I'm sure.
He begins shuffling through several pins. How many places do you belong to?
Well, I mean, over the years, quite a few.
Okay, you do. You've got a bronze pin.
Look at that.
Do you mind?
If you can't have it, that's mine.
No, I don't want to keep it. I just to confirm.
Oh, yes. Go.
As he sets it out on the table, reaches into his pack and throws a bit of this kind of liquid on it that pours out at the speed of honey, but it is crystal clear as it lands onto the pin. before immediately he pulls the flask back up as the goop kind of goes and back into the liquid as he closes it. Very well. Sorry, because I didn't get your name earlier. I should have asked. Welcome to the guild, Spade. Very nice to meet you. Where's everybody else been? What's your names? Are you... You obviously aren't one. You weren't familiar with the pin. Is everybody else here an adventurer? You hear Winter. Not me! Okay, well, the rest of you. Are you all adventurers? Like your friend Spade?
No.
Okay, not a problem. But then for you, obviously you can stay for free, but I will have to charge the rest of you.
So, what if... So you don't believe the whole vampire thing. What if we've killed a bunch of raiders? Is that good?
Ritter kind of leans over, finally taking his head out of his hands. Yes, what about that? I mean, were you sent on a quest? I don't even have any quests up on the board, which depends on the quest that you completed. Spade, were you helping them with their first quest? Were you trying to get them to be indoctrinated?
I was.
The Black
Go ahead
Archer
and-
sent us on the quest.
Ooh, roll a deception. And Ashrin, go ahead and roll a deception as well. Not that you're lying about the Black Archer, but you're lying about what you're doing.
So it's a 19 plus 6, so 25.
18.
Wait. I'm sorry. The Black Archer? I didn't even know he was an adventurer. He sent you on a quest to kill which raider?
There was one with a metal jaw and face. Tadich was his name.
I think hold on. He reaches into like a pouch on the side and suddenly begins flipping through pages and says, "There is a raiders camp that runs by Tadich to the south.
Why would I lie to you?
Did you accomplish it? Did the Black Archer approve?"
Well, let's just say Ordell makes himself glow in that fire so his stature becomes taller, shaping like a firbolg and like moving, and then the head just blows up.
Oh.
Yeah, mission accomplished.
Okay. Then forgive me, do you have the writ of completion or
Yeah.
did
And Emma points to Ritter. Do we, Ritter?
I'm sorry, do you have it? Did you speak to the Black Archer? Oliver looks up to Ritter, unaware of who he is. Do you have it? Could I see it? Ritter says, he kind of looks at you, gives the eyes of, do you really want me to lie about this?
No, I want you to tell the truth about who you are. Ritter?
They're our rolls. Our rolls were for nothing.
I'm sorry, what did you say? As Oliver looks over to you.
I said I need more peanuts.
Oh, okay. There's no more.
The
I
writ got
didn't.
lost.
We have peanuts here.
The writ got lost in our escape.
You try and Ritter's about to speak, but then you say the writ got lost in our escape. He just points to you and says, "Yeah, that we had to leave, and there was that Black Archer was okay with that, handsome that he is."
Ordell like elbows him.
Kind of moves to the side. So Ashrin, since you're kind of accompanying Ritter for this, and you did the lie, Ritter aids you. So go ahead and roll deception at advantage.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
14 plus 16 total.
16. Well, Oliver's 3 on insight is very trustworthy. He says, "Oh, I remember that happening. Well, okay, I know the Black Archer. That's a tall tale, but if what was the prize? That
We have one of his arrows, actually.
You do."
Ritter.
Mm-hmm.
Ritter pulls out one of maybe 40 identical arrows and just sets it on the table as Oliver says, "Oh Oh my, he uses ebony wood. Classic Black Archer. I've heard the rumors. I really thought, wow, I couldn't tell if he was a man or a myth, but here's an arrow. Was the gift? You're so lucky. Man, okay. All right. Yeah, absolutely. Congratulations on your first quest to be completed. I'm so proud of you all. Spade, you must be so proud of these others.
I'm so proud.
Wow.
They are going to be the best adventurers one day. Now, in fact, because they're going to get their pins now, right?
Yes. Oh, that's right. If you're here, I would be the one to be able to give those.
Look at you go. I'm proud of you too now.
I do
that
have
you
some
get to do this.
Yes, I will be right back. As Oliver runs up the stairs, as soon as he gets out of earshot, Ritter says, "This is a very dangerous game that you're playing here, and this
Free
could
rooms.
go horribly wrong."
Free rooms.
Well, you are the Black Archer, therefore, not a lie, you got us to go do that, did you not?
That's fair enough. Elijah says, Do I get to be a part of this and say that I also was an adventurer with you at the time? Because I'm not normally for a lion, but I gotta say I've been too busy to do anything like this, and I would love a pen.
Hello, my right hand while we made Tadish's head blow up. The man, the myth, the legend, the sword of fire, who cauterized the wound as we removed his head. Duh.
I like that. No, I like that a lot. All right, let's go with that. Let's make sure that we tell him that. As you see like a quizzical look on Oliver's face, as if he is thinking about something, but he comes back down, shaking with the small box. He says, obviously this is, it's Raiders, so this is I would assume be a bronze level quest. Spade, would you say that as well?
No, I don't know. You see, it was actually an entire town of raiders. It wasn't just one raider in particular they went after that
You
I
slew
helped
a
with.
whole town of raiders?
Yeah, we lost a party member during this quest. A large man. He was a monolith, and he burst through the buildings, and he fought people, and it was tragic, but it was a noble thing.
I
literally
burned
brought
the
down
bastard's
and-
head right off with my great sword. Did it, no problems. Just lit the
Yep.
sword on fire. Whoosh, one foul sweep.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm terribly sorry for your loss of a friend, but a whole town?
Like,
Were
can
you
we
trying
get
to
a
get your
cheer?
silver pin?
I very much was, but I think before anything we need to cheers to McHenry, the one who we lost.
Oh, I'm sorry. He goes over and grabs a drink, pours out. To McHenry, then, of course.
The
McHenry.
destroyer of buildings and things.
As you're all toasting, roll a deception. That would be Emma on this one at advantage with Ordell's help.
Oh Lord. Well, the first one's a 17 plus 6. And the second, I wish I could say this, but it landed on the keyboard like that. But that's not flat, so I'm gonna re-roll that second one.
Reroll.
Okay, I'll go with the 17 plus 6.
Perfect. As what'd you say, McKinnon?
McHenry.
McHenry. To McHenry. And he pours a little out. I'll clean that later. Don't worry about that. Well, if it was a whole town, and I didn't even know the Black Archer was an adventurer. I gotta say, that makes me feel a little safer about this area, right? It's nice to have a good sense of community like that. Somebody watching over you. It's good. It's nice.
Mm-hmm.
Well, then obviously we'll have to get you a silver pin, and the rest of these fine new adventurers will get you your bronze pins, and welcome to the guild.
Also, and then Gunk, our cube needs a pin too. He's a sleeping warforged.
He is.
Oh.
It is.
See, knocks on it. Hello? Wake up.
Don't make him explode.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. I will.
He's on hibernation mode, I think, or something. But yeah, no, he's been sleeping for a while.
Oh, okay. I will. We have to prick him with the pin for.
Do you have one that's like
Magnetic.
or tape?
Let me see here. Oh, we are given some for unique races. So, okay, I do have one for the Warforged that could easily, as he puts his hand over towards Xe, it quickly just lands right on what is Xe's butt. You all see it. You see
Amazing.
a spark kind of appear off of it as Xe. You're not sure that he's super happy about it, but there's now a magnet, a bumper sticker, for the better term.
This kind of like the Futurama with Bender and magnets. Is Xe gonna start?
It might be
old
when he
folk
wakes
songs?
up, but he's not awake yet. Jimmy crack corn, and I don't care.
Hit me one more time, baby. That was great.
We love you, Bender. Shut up, baby. I know it. As, he holds out several bronze pins and one silver one, sets them on the table and says, "Welcome to the guild," and slides them across for everybody to prick their fingers. Winter comes up and she says, "There's no ghosts down there."
You have to believe there are.
Might have
If anybody
left.
believes in ghosts,
They might have left already.
You know they can go through walls.
fine.
Mhm.
What
What are
was
we
that
doing?
other place? What was the other inn? The White Mare. I'm sure they probably went there to go scare people.
We're gonna go to the White
ghosts
Mare,
only
then.
go. The ghosts only go to the best of places, and then they spook the places that are terrible.
We're gonna go to the
Oh.
White Mare then. What are we doing here? What are these? Winter
Pins?
looks down. Okay.
Getting pins for slaying
stab
raiders.
yourself. Stab yourself.
Oh, for wait, stab myself? Like it's a
Y-
pin. I put it on my shirt, right?
Yeah, but you need to drop blood.
Uh, Oliver goes like this, and he holds as he pulls Winter's hand over and takes the pin and just right in the palm of her hand and immediately pulls it away. And you see a small silver strand, a wisp-like bit of magic, connect to the pin before it almost fades away. She's got, "Ow! I
She's-
just lost my fingers in that hand."
She already is missing fingers from that hand. You couldn't just use the stubs.
I
No.
thought it would be really rude to stab somebody's finger stubs.
That is rude.
As does everybody else prick themselves? Emma, it's going to be a different process for you, but we'll get to that as you had to do that with team before.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody else prick themselves and
Ordo
commit
looks at his like magma
fraud?
body and he's like, I guess I could prick myself to see what happens.
Ordell, as you poke it into your hand, you do notice blood comes out. You've never seen blood on yourself in a long time. And it's almost a welcome sight as you do so. You feel the pull from this almost silver like wisp of magic, and then put it onto your shirt. Ashrin,
Yes.
do the same.
Yes.
Ashrin, as you also prick it into your hand, Emma quickly nudges you, and if there were an ability to wink, but you can see the skeletal form whisper blood magic as you put it onto your pin and quickly attach it to your shirt. Elijah, Ritter, everyone follows as Ritter also sneaks into the Adventurers Guild, though the Black Archer is obviously must be a high-ranking adventurer in the guild. Emma, you look down at the silver pin before you and sigh. If other people have to use blood, you don't have any blood, but there is the equivalent of dried blood in your marrow.
Yeah, this is gonna suck.
Yeah, sorry about that. Unwilling. It's never fun.
Mm-hmm. Emma removes the first finger off, and she sets it down on the table. Do what you have to. I can fix the finger later.
Okay. And he quickly snaps the finger bone. Emma, it hurts. You take a solid 6 points of damage.
Yeah.
You feel it. It's not comfortable. But what hurts even worse is he takes the pin and, like a small needle, scrapes the inside of the bone for the marrow that is dried on the inside.
Forgot how good this felt.
It feels. It's the physical feeling of nails on a chalkboard. It literally shakes your very bones as he does so. But you begin to see the thin silver wisp attached to the pin as he sets it back over and says, "Sorry about that. I assumed you know how to take care of." Okay, good.
I'm going to use mending to reattach the bones together, and then heal myself with some stuff.
Perfect. I'm glad I could be here to join in new adventurers, advanced of the Black Archer, none of all, and upgrade one from bronze to silver. This is, wow.
This is
We're
the best.
kindred spirits, you and I, Spade. This is good.
Yes,
I always
look at us.
correct me. I always thought Unwilling were named after the symbols on them. Do you have? Is it in an unmentionable area?
I would show you, but you already said you didn't like the smut, so I
Oh
figured.
yeah. Okay. No. Just okay. Got it. Yeah. Okay. We'll leave it at that. How about I go get some more drinks, as it is currently 8:11. How about we take a small little break? It's 8:11. Let's come back at 8:17. About a 6-minute break. Make sure you enter for that giveaway because we have a really cool mystery token
Oh, wait,
coming.
we
this
gotta.
time.
Is this the one?
Oh yeah,
we-
both
we
of them
have?
y'all can enter if you want. So cast, go ahead and enter that as well, and we'll see you all in just a moment. Bye.
Bye.
Welcome back to Jakey with a face full of spaghetti. That's the name of the show now. Excited to have you all in for
It's
the
delicious.
spaghetti face. Right, if you haven't entered for the giveaway, too bad. Drew, go ahead and do that as Jackie gets her point of inspiration by bringing her Bo
Festive
Adams
ant.
job in, or dog in. Inspo to Jackie, Festive Ant, you win the magical token, which you can use at any time when watching the show. And on this magical token, it is the magical token of magic amplification. Whenever a spell is cast, if you choose to amplify that magic, you get to pick when that spell is cast. So if Emma's casting a spell or the bad guy is casting a spell, you say, I'm amplifying the heck out of that magic. And you get to have that person roll a d6, and that spell is treated as if it is that many levels higher than when it was cast. So if you cast Fireball at a 3rd level and roll a 6, they just cast a 9th level Fireball instead.
You know
Oh
what?
my god.
I think Loki's really excited about this. Look how
Oh,
excited
he
is.
looks like it. An inspo to him.
Look how excited he is.
Look at my spaghetti. It's so delicious.
Wow.
Info for spaghetti.
GFY to Jakey for not sending me some spaghetti.
You know what? It's in the mail, buckaroo. I got you your favorite.
Oh, cute little pupper. Yeah, so amplify magic. Make sure you have a good time with that whenever spells cast. We have one more giveaway, so we have one more amplify magic for tonight. So Drew, if you want to
It's
restart
already
the clock.
started, and I'm so happy all three of us had seaweed snacks for today.
I literally was just like, yo, let's go.
You guys were munching, so I was like, okay, I gotta get mine too.
I too
Look at
like
us.
eating just the ocean itself.
It's so good, you just gotta give it a try. That
GFY for
umami.
not liking seaweed.
GFY for not liking seaweed. Yeah, it's to me like, yeah, why don't you just go out and eat the grass in your front lawn? This is just ocean grass and it's bad.
Loki does that all the time, and he thinks that grass tastes
Loki
great.
has an upset tummy then. You need to check on his tummy.
Grass is good for dog stomachs.
Yeah, they only eat it when they have upset stomachs.
Does
Fair.
he
Fair.
look upset?
He always looks like he has an upset tummy. He just looks like he's tired.
Loki and I have that in common. I'm so tired.
Right. As we were, again, make sure you enter for the next Amplify Magic token, which, if a player actually gets one, and don't knock it till I've tried it. I've tried it. I'm not a fan.
You get salted seaweed though?
I ate sushi, and the worst part of sushi is all of the fish, but also seaweed. I've had like the egg sushi where it's just egg and rice. That's good. Tried egg, rice, seaweed. Horrible. As I just don't like fish. So
It's all right. We just know you have bad taste. It's okay.
I
doesn't
don't
like
like
the
to eat
ocean.
things that swim and breathe in their own poop. Personally, I think that's a bad
so
flavor.
when I was gonna say, so when we do the Red Wagon live show, everybody's going for sushi, and Rybo can have green onion cakes.
I love whenever we go to sushi places because sushi places always have bomb hibachi.
Fair.
What are your thoughts on takoyaki?
Does it? If I like the one without fish in it, I don't
It's
like.
an octopus fritter. It's like calamari, but like more like sweet.
Yeah, I like the one without the calamari in it.
This has been such an odd coming back from break.
Yes, it
I
is.
love
Welcome back, everybody. Thanks, Verity, for summarizing, our seafood delights.
Just kidding.
Too
Bye,
amazing.
Jakey.
I just had to leave real second. I couldn't handle it.
Right. So, back where we left off, Oliver has given you all your pins. He's so excited, glad that you are now official adventurers, and that he was there to make Spade a full silver adventurer. And I'm just personally, it's been a long time, and I just got to say thank you for all of you. And we have so many empty rooms here. You can all have your own room tonight. Don't even worry about it. I'll make the beds whenever you leave. How long are you staying, by the way?
Just one night, I think.
Oh, you don't want to stay more?
We're destroying the cloud generators.
Why?
Vampires. We've told you this multiple times.
And the sun rocks.
Got it. Okay. I'll give you the sun rocks. I do miss that, but
Have you never seen a vampire? They look like this, and Emma's gonna conjure up a silent image of Ignis as a vampire.
he's like, that is a warforged.
You not see the
It doesn't even have
they-
blood.
They look like little hypodermic needles.
Yeah, but there's no blood there. That's wouldn't be a vampire.
Emma, what's
Okay,
happening?
then how about this? And brings up Sasha and Adam and the others.
I have seen many a ghoul and many a risen creatures all look the same. That's
Wait,
just a
all
ghoul.
risen creatures look the same?
All of the risen undead that fight against the living generally do.
Emma doesn't look like either of them, and we
You're
fought
not risen
raiders,
to fight
which are
against the
living.
living. You're unwilling on your
I do
own.
have
Those
certain
look the
things-
same as he points to the skeletons that Winter controls.
Ashrin has her hand up. Take it away, Ashrin.
Emma, what's a hypodermic needle?
They're needles that are used to draw things. I would know this as a cleric because I know medicine. And it's something that can deliver liquids into your body, but also take liquids out of your body.
That just sounds like a straw with more steps.
It is essentially that. It's a
Lame.
metal straw with a glass tube.
You know, for the explanation, I won't give Emma a GFY, but I will give Ashrin an inspo for trying to keep you honest. That's just a Jackie inspo right there.
Look at me go.
I wouldn't really. You know what? She'll probably use her blood magic. That was probably what she's asking.
It's kind of
So-
like what your dagger does with blood. It just like sucks it up, you know?
Interesting. I think.
Mhm.
You have a
Oh.
magic dagger? That's cool.
Ching! Oh wait. Wait.
Show us your dagger, LARPer.
Ching!
Oliver's. Oh my gosh, would you? I'm sorry, I haven't seen anything that intricate in a long time. Would you care if I drew it?
So you're not gonna take away its soul or something?
Wait, your
No.
dagger has a soul?
Just you. Yes, good question. That's interesting. Does it speak? Hello, dagger.
I've heard when you imitate the images of things, it takes away your soul.
Oh, would you prefer that I not? I just thought it was pretty.
Emma conjures up Ashrin with silent image. Ooh, I'm stealing your soul.
Different
Also,
from my-
Ashrin, your dagger's sweet, but can you do this? And Ordell pulls out the gate dagger I've been sitting on and rips through and then vanishes and reappears with a loud bang.
Because this is the first time that people have used that. Ordell, you create a small slice into reality, and you see out the other side. Are you moving just into the same exact spot?
Behind the dude.
Okay, so you do see behind him very much like a portal from Portal, but coated in this kind of red and purple haze. As you quickly step through, as soon as you do, a loud, thunderous crack is filled in the air, and you hear the crashing of some glass from the room nearby as Oliver drops to the floor and says, "Hit the deck!"
You all right there?
What was that?
Magic.
Adventurers.
He runs off into the other
Adventurers.
side. My honey. Do you know how hard it is to clean honey up off of... Okay. I will clean
Not
that
if
up.
you have magic. And Emma's gonna go over and prestidigitation, clean all the honey.
You quickly almost pull it into a small ball of honey. It's very slow and non-viscous as you find a small bin and just throw it in like a small ball as it falls inside. He says, that was a good batch of honey.
I mean, it's still good. I cleaned it while I picked it up.
You threw
Might
it
have
away
some
into the bin.
Re-clean it again.
I think we're fine. There's enough. We'll
It
call that
also
an
probably
acceptable
has
loss.
some glass in it too.
How much is it for a jar of honey?
Oh, yeah, that's right. You were interested. Double the double honey, correct? You want 2 jars?
Well, I want to know the price first.
It's 5 gold.
5 gold.
Mhm.
Does
Good honey.
As Ordell, does that seem like a stretch for a jar of honey?
Roll an insight at disadvantage since you have not been in society in a long time. Not just in Korra, but as Ordell.
Lower roll is a 9, which still comes up to a 16.
You're probably or he's pricing it as if this is the greatest honey that you've ever tried. But not horribly unreasonable, just premium, noble honey.
That noble honey. Real royal jelly stuff.
Ordell drops 50 gold on the table. Yeah, I'll take 10 jars. You can knock one off for the one that's just tossing there.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much. I am so glad to have been able to. Let me go get it. As he tries to sound like he has a rehearse thing, but is just too excited and runs.
Leave it in my room. I want it in the. I'm gonna get the whatever room. If I step upstairs to the left, that's the one I want, and I want a warm bath in there.
Yes, will do. I will fetch all of your rooms. Let me set the keys out as he goes about being an innkeeper, now leaving you all alone for a bit. Grabbing the honey, you see him take all 9 jars up in his hand. You imagine that's quite heavy for a halfling, but he doesn't struggle as he does so, carrying the keys up to each one. He said, I just put a key onto each of the doors. You could just unlock it, and then you just take the key. And that'll be your key.
While he's getting the honey, Emma's kind of sketched out. And Emma's gonna run back to the second floor and back into the room.
You're doing this while he's going up to all the rooms.
Oh, I thought he was going to get the honey.
He's taking the honey up to the rooms and taking the keys up to the rooms.
Then I will not do that right now.
Okay. Just, you can do that, but know that that's happening. Okay. So yeah, he's up there leaving you all alone on the first floor for the first time, some quiet without him, though you can see hear his tiny little feet moving from room to room upstairs.
While everyone's gone, Ordell's gonna lean to the table. Here's the thing. Honey's dark. It's been sitting for a while. But you know what dark honey's really good for?
Wow.
And Ordell's gonna toss his cook's utensils and start spinning them around. I can make us those fancy treats I was making before. I can make caramelized honey, and I can take other things if we buy produce and stuff. I'm gonna make honey glazed everything, baby.
Can I have a jar?
It's actually quite good.
Yeah.
I'm excited for that if they're anything like the ones you made before.
Honey has a really good antibiotic and anti-inflammatory property and would actually be very good for wounds.
What?
Yeah.
There's little critters that live on your skin and inside your body, and you see they're bad. Not all of them are bad. Some are bad,
Emma,
but
roll me a medicine check to see if you are scholared enough to have ever looked through
with
what
my
would be
+7,
immensely
I got you.
expensive microscope for the
How
time.
about a non-natural 20? How about I don't know if that's going to be good enough.
You are essentially reading third-hand knowledge about the subject,
Yeah.
but you've heard about it.
I got books.
You got books. You've read them before. I mean, you've read all of your books multiple times.
Huh?
It says, okay, no, this is like the vampire talk for Oliver all over again. Let's talk about something real.
Anti-inflammatory. So when your joints
I
get
like
all
flames.
But if your joints get all achy because you're old, then you put it on your joints.
I'm not old.
And it
You're
helps.
old. You're literally a bag of bones.
I'll have you know, this body's probably like 18, 20 years old, and my back's sore all the time. So I don't need to know about these the bugs on my skin.
Should do more sit-ups.
I just
It's good for
hurt.
your spine.
My back hurts all the time.
as the table shares a small chuckle between each other. The zombie children and skeleton are sitting at the adjacent table. If you didn't know any better, it looks like a full table nearby, but it's just a lot of you here at this first table when Oliver comes back down after having dropped all the keys off and says, "Forgive my manners. I have been far too intrusive and taking up much of your time. I will be a good innkeeper as a professional that I am. I'm going to go stand right over there, pretend I'm not even listening. It's like 10 feet away from where you all are. He can definitely hear everything you're saying unless it's at a whisper, but he is excluding himself from being at the table and being noticeably a part of the conversation. But he does start to actually clean the counter behind.
Oliver, what happened to all the people? When the last time I was at a Red Wagon Inn, I mean, I kind of understand why some people aren't here, but there used to be, it was a happening place. It's where all the young people would go.
I mean, we used to have a ton of people, but since it became Old Cora, nobody wants to come here and adventure. A lot of people came a long time ago. When I was a kid and my father ran this place, there were many adventurers that used to come through here. But there's just a lack of any adventuring needed, I guess. Many die before they even make it all the way up here. I'm sure you had to fight the whole town of bandits. Spade, you know. It's a dangerous road.
You said there were other Red Wagon Inns as well. Are they as empty as this one?
There were like hundreds of years ago, but this is the only one that I know of in Old Cora. This is probably the only town with any semblance of progress besides Wimburn, but nobody's even allowed in Wimburn. I have no idea. There may be a Red Wagon in Wimburn, but why would there be if people aren't allowed to travel there?
Emma leans back to Elijah. Windburn's the one with the unwilling, right? That's where we're going. Okay. So they don't let anyone in Windburn?
No, not except for unwilling. I'm sure you could go. Okay. As he goes back to cleaning several of the glasses and mugs behind the counter there.
Before you leave, I don't know if this will make you feel better, but we didn't just find this place. I know that's what we said in the beginning. A woman pointed us here, actually, and recommended you. That makes you feel better.
Who?
I described what she looked like.
Was it Miss Warmwater? Did you get her name?
I did not get her name.
Okay, not a
I described what she looks like, though.
Tall?
Jackie doesn't remember.
She was a human.
She was a human.
You see a bit of disappointment in his eyes, but he continues the conversation. Oh, I guess that could have just been some townfolk, but that's good that somebody even recommended me. I'm glad.
Yeah, it was either here or the White Mare, but what?
Yeah, that makes sense that they would have mentioned the White Mare is for travelers, not adventurers. They don't even allow weapons in the White Mare.
Oh, I'm sure they wouldn't allow our friends over there at the other table then.
Probably good that you came
flexes. I wouldn't be allowed in anywhere near there.
Because of the fire.
No, because of my muscles.
Oh, I
These
thought
are weapons.
As
Hello?
like Ordell has the like child there's
That's
muscle, but
the
there's no
canon.
like definition at all.
Ordell
a
like
bump.
pushes his arm up.
Emma's going to point under the table to Ordell and cast message. Ordell, can you keep Oliver busy? I've done something and I need to rectify it. And I need to go upstairs, but I need him to stay downstairs.
You don't need to tell me when you're gonna rectify something. That's something you do on your own time.
Okay. Just keep him downstairs.
Hey Oliver, can you show me which like jars of honey you're giving me?
I already put him up. Come on, follow me upstairs.
You know what? Yeah, let's go into my room. Let's chill in my room. And then I want you to tell me like the process for like jarring the honey. I don't know anything about bees. Could you I mean, I know you want to be a good innkeeper, but I mean like, do you want to be a good innkeeper or do you want to be a cool innkeeper? And tell me about how
Of course I'm gonna be both, because I can do both jobs, and you're going to be amazed at the process. It's so complex. People think it's just like you're walking and talking as you're going upstairs. People think it's just take the honey from the hives and try not to get stung, which I would say is 99% of it. But that 1% is quite complex. As
Ordell gets like when he's going up the stairs to the room, Ordell mouth you to Emma as he goes in the room and listens to probably what's a good hour of how you get honey from a hive.
And because this is the old style, it is literally very detailed description of I put a mask on and like an outfit to try not to get stung. I scrape the wax off. Whatever honey falls into the pot, I call good. But it takes an hour for him to say it because he makes himself sound the best at it.
And Ordell absolutely, to milk every piece of the conversation, goes, hey, whoa, you're just going to skip over that detail? I'm sorry, I'm coming in as an amateur.
You're
you
right.
need to describe everything to
I know
me.
you're probably thinking pewter spoons, but that can dull the flavor. Let me tell you about the different types of wood and how they affect the flavor of the honey when you use the spoon to get them out. Now, the grains in wood spoons, as kind of continues on, as Ordell is purely just in his own head, not paying attention at all. Emma is going to go upstairs. Ashrin, you are sitting at the table before Emma, kind of without a word, begins to stand up and walk toward the stairs. What are you doing during this time?
I'll probably start talking to Winter.
Winter says, now, level with me. There's actually ghosts in there, right?
You want the truth or?
I want the truth that makes me happy. Lie to me if that's what it needs to be.
They left.
No.
Yeah.
Winter gets real sad as Ashrin and Winter have a conversation very real about the ghosts. Is there any specific topic you're wanting to talk to Winter about, or more just idly pass the time?
Idly pass the time.
Emma, you head back up. You're trying to go to that room, and I'm assuming quite sneakily. So roll me a stealth roll.
Okie dokie. That's a 6.
Also, Words said you got to use a gold spoon because it doesn't affect the flavor. All the silverware in my house is gold.
Everything. If it, in fact, behind Ryan right now, if he was to rip down that curtain, that's just clearly a green screen. It's nothing but gold walls. Makes Trump look poor.
True.
We call this house El Dorado because when we go there, just nothing but gold everywhere.
I have no love for the orange man that stole my hairdo before I went bald with my thin hair. But I do like the man's toilet. So Emma, what did you roll for stealth?
A 6.
6. As you walk upwards, Ordell, you are in the middle of your conversation with Oliver before you hear the loud, bony footprints on the hardwood floor of the second story, and the creaks of unused wood on this floor are heard from Emma as you walk on by. Oliver says, "Oh, just one second. I'm going to make sure that they're all good with whatever they need, because I want to make sure they find their room."
Before he goes, Ordell picks up one of the jars of honey. Wait, I noticed something. Did you handwrite these labels? The font looks so good on each one. I almost thought that you had a printing press, but this looks hand detailed. Tell me your process about that. Unless you want to leave me hanging, and I guess we'll have the business to innkeeper relationship where, I'll come in here, I'll get a drink, and I guess we won't bond or talk, but I understand if that's what you want.
Roll a persuasion for me.
I think
Ooh, baby.
You're not rolling a persuasion, you're rolling a guilt.
That's a 17. 16 plus 1.
Natty 20, as he says, hold on, it'll just be a minute, as he opens the door. Like he's in mid stride as you're saying this, but he's like, no, it'll just be a second, as he opens the door. Emma, you're at the very end hallway and walking towards his door, as Oliver says, actually that's my room. Yours is one of these other ones with the key hanging out of it.
Oh. Is there a door directly across from this door?
Yeah, there's one behind you.
Okay, yeah. Sorry, my mistake. And Emma turns around and grabs the key for the door directly behind.
Roll a
this door.
deception.
Oh no! It's a 10. It's the second 4 I've rolled with this dice.
Okay, be
You've been
safe as
rolling.
he closes the door behind with his 2. As he says, now about the handwriting. Emma did say I was an artist, as he goes into a long explanation about how he draws all of the single letters. I like curves on the D, no pun intended, as he explains how he writes the D for the double honey.
Cordell whispers under his breath, I also like curves. Just
Emma, you walk back to the door. You hear Oliver close the door, and a sigh is just filled into your non-existent lungs, but just out of habit, as you're pretty certain you could pull this off now and get underneath the door if needed.
I'm going to.
Back in on the other side. Again, quite a dark room, but you don't really have any problem seeing inside here. There's a few paintings that have moved places since the last time you were here. He definitely came up to his room and looked around earlier a little bit. You're not sure what to take or make of that, but things have shifted since the last time you were in the room.
The painting I have is dry, correct?
Correct.
Okay. I'm gonna come back with the painting, and I'm going to take another painting that's in there and just lift it up and put it underneath it and set it back down.
You're going to replace it?
Yeah, so I'm taking one of the paintings that's already in the room, lifting it up, and then sliding the other painting that I had taken underneath that, and then putting that painting back down.
Okay.
So that it looks like he may have just accidentally.
Gotcha. You replace the painting, as it were, and find yourself in the room. You're pretty sure it's convincing enough to make somebody think, maybe I just overlooked it.
And then I will leave the room.
You exit and walk back down, correct?
I'll go in my room for a minute, and then I will make a point to loudly shut my door, and then walk back downstairs.
Got ya.
right when Ordell hears the door loudly slam, he just abruptly stands out and goes, oh my gosh, I just remembered. I made an appointment with someone for an appraisal thing. I'm going to be super late. This was super cool, man. Just quick high five and just out the door.
Well, go. You wouldn't want to be late. As he kind of follows you down. Emma, you're downstairs rejoining Asher and Winter, Elijah and Ritter, as you all hear Ordell running down and Oliver being like, go get, you don't want to be late. People are very upset about timings.
We're leaving! Yes, Ordell runs at the door.
Ordell is like, come on, guys, before running out the door. Everybody kind of looks back and forth at each other, deciding on who's going to go with.
Winter? No?
Yeah, okay. Which room was mine again, Oliver? He said, any of the ones upstairs. Just take any of them, guys. Just go up. As the zombies all shuffle their way up with the skeletons following to some random room. Hopefully, they go into not Ordell's room, since all of his stuff is there, but she just has random room. As Winter says, well, let's go. Ritter and Elijah are like, we'll leave you here. I'd like to do some more drinking, and allow the 4 of you to go out and about. They're going to keep the cube that is XC here at the inn and allow the 4 of you to go shopping. Asher,
Shopping!
Emma, Ordell, and Winter. As you're now in Crystal Hollow, it is a hustlin' and a bustlin' outside. It is getting close to dinner time at this point, though not quite there. You can begin to smell all of the kind of smoked meats and cooked soups and stews kind of permeating through the town. Bakeries that are winding down for the day. All sorts of manner of food is beginning to fill the air before people are going to begin to get hungry and head out to their local places to eat. But you could definitely do some shopping and perhaps procure a snack or two if you would like. Are there particular types of stores that you're interested in?
Should we stop by the White Mare to see what we missed out on?
No, do.
Oh, but that'll just make me sad.
But you can't be sad about free rooms, though.
But
They're at
what
least
if the
nice
White Mare
rooms.
has like cozy rooms?
They said we wouldn't even be allowed weapons. My children would not be allowed here.
And your biceps solace.
It's true. It's true.
Pretty sure he
Also-
said fire.
No, I meant my But what if? Because it's called the White Mare. What if they give everybody like a white horse who stays?
Ooh.
Right?
But you already have a horse, Ashen. And Steed is quite possibly the best horse there ever was.
The most
He's-
green horse there ever is.
He's a horse.
Excuse me? What did you say about Steed?
He's a horse. I think there's something wrong with his eyes.
There's nothing wrong with Steed.
His eyes, at the very least. Pretty
No.
sure he was looking off into the sky when I was
He was
talking to him.
looking to new horizons and better things, Winter.
Isn't that what you say when someone dies?
Would tell.
All right. Steed isn't dead.
Wait, he's not. Wait, is he?
Even if he, technically he, no, he never really dies, technically. Even if he was dead, it doesn't matter, because Winter's friends are dead, and we're fine with them. You're dead, Emma, and we're fine with you. So,
So take that.
so
Even
I
though-
mean, I'm undead, but
on what? On
undead?
dead.
I'm not just dead. I'm more special than just dead.
I'm just
Like
dead on
in-
the inside.
Like when you die, you're just dead. Whereas I died, and then some asshole brought me back.
Speaking of, I would like to work on that, so if we could find a library, that would be
Ah, yeah.
wonderful.
Right.
Oh,
Okay.
I-
Oh, sorry, go
I
ahead.
made a shopping list.
Go for it.
Ordell just says it says magic stuff, food, water.
Well,
Couldn't
I was
remember that?
thinking-
Oops, sorry.
yeah, we can go to the Mare, White Mare,
Mhm.
and then we can go shopping, amalgam, all the stores. I'm assuming there's like a high street where they're like on one street. Yeah, maybe object shopping first, because if we go food shopping first and our fingers are sticky, then sticky fingers are going to be all over our things.
Ooh, do you think they have a shakedown street?
A what?
A shakedown street.
What is that?
It's where you go and they try and shake you down.
Oh, I thought it was a place you go to dance and you like shake it down. Because I was like, yeah, I want to find that street.
Are you
Um,
wanting to get robbed, Emma?
It sounds like a sketchy part of town.
It's
No,
sketchy
Emma wants
parts
to
of-
rob people.
Are you trying to rob people?
Awesome.
a little bit.
Oh, I guess you can make any street shakedown street then, no?
Why don't
I
you
mean,
make
if
your
it's-
own?
Okay, I will.
But
What about that lady over there, Emma?
What does this lady look like?
She doesn't believe in vampires, so I mean,
Oh,
No
are
one
you?
here believes.
There is a round woman with a large, almost Russian type hat, a very furry, like white, tall hat. You know, the kind that I'm talking about, with a huge white fur cloak walking around. She also has somebody seemingly carrying a few bags with her. She seems to be some sort of nobility here. This place even has noble people. That is quite strange.
Ma'am!
Do you go speak with her?
Yeah.
1 second, chat. Give me a name for this woman. As Emma, everyone sees you suddenly go, "Ma'am," as the woman holds her small bag in hand and turns, kind of clutching it away from you and says, "Yes."
Sorry. I wasn't ready for the voice.
Can I help
Hello?
you?
Your coat is exquisite. Your hat is very fine.
Of course it is.
I just needed to know your name, as someone who clearly runs this town.
Let's see. What is my name gonna be? For some reason, I'm scared to say this one, but Ivana Ammonia. I don't. I feel like that's some innuendo or something that I'm just not gonna
It
get in.
absolutely is.
Okay, good. Her name.
I wanna ammonia. I wanna moan.
Her name is Ivana Monya. 1 second, as I will say it in character.
Good old
I wanna
arcane
ammonia.
I am Ivana Monya of the Monya family.
See, I told you, it's a very, very prestigious name, and you look very prestigious yourself.
Oh, of course. Have you seen me?
I was from a prestigious family at one point in time. The Ghoulcrest.
Oh, hold on.
Ah!
The Ghoul Crest of the Southern Ghoul Crest.
The one and only.
You must be of quite the wealth, then. She holds her hand out as if to shake yours daintily.
Ah, yes, I very daintily shake.
Well, it's very nice to see some other noble escorts making their way here up into the north. What brings you?
Well, I was just coming to look at this town. Might you show me around while my people go and shop?
Ah, you've bought yourself some adventurers, I see. I like to keep a retinue around or two myself.
It's very surprising. It's just a little, and she pulls out one of the smaller emeralds out of the ground. It's just an emerald a day as she pops it back in.
Oh, just they're so droll of you. This is quite good. Well then, be off with you. As she looks at the other three of you and says, "Be off with you, servants. Let the higher class do their work. We must take you shopping to the finer parts of town."
Emma's gonna do message to Asherin. Sorry.
I just go back.
Del-
And you see, like, my hand was on my rapier, and like,
Apparently, Arcana deserves an inspo. I think GFY, since it was a snuck-in innuendo, but I'll give him an inspo, so you can give that to any party member that's on screen today that you want.
Ordell leans over to Asherin. I thought a shakedown was we all get like money from like robbing someone, not our feelings hurt.
Get me out of here. I'm gonna act up. I'm gonna do something stupid. Let's just leave.
Can we go to like a spot, like a little like outdoor table or something? Because like I know we're gonna go shopping and stuff, but like, can we get like a head count of like how much money we all have and like stuff we have, so we're not one person's buying a bunch of stuff. You know, I feel like if
Yeah.
we're gonna buy stuff, we should like split it around. Since
I
we're the
feel
only
like-
people that
I look to Winter. I'm like, I feel like if one of us is gonna spend a lot of money, it's gonna be someone to my right.
Why would you assume that I have all of the money?
Solace, she has a lot of money. Her parents are rich. With two C's.
my parents
One-
were also rich.
Yeah, Ordell, why don't you pay for things? I wanted
they're
to make my own way, and so I gave up my parents' money. Well, after I spent it all on the way getting here that they gave me, I haven't seen them in enough time to get another allowance.
Oh. Well, I mean, I've about 172 gold of stuff we found. I had more, but I just spent a bunch on honey. And then I have like a bunch of stuff I want to sell that's just kind of like junk and things I've been holding on to. Like, I mean, I do like the dagger, but I don't know if I'll get to use it. And then I have this little charm thing I had.
Just a pitch in for everyone said when their money I ran away from home, so my money is gone. Long time ago. However, I did open a chest a few days ago. I lost track in my mind. But I have some money. Let's find a table real quick. We're gonna go to table. I'm just gonna tell them
Okay.
how much I found the other day.
Emma, you are going
yeah.
to travel with the rich woman, and so we'll come back to you in a moment. But Asherin, Ordell, and Winter go to count the collective group money that you all have.
So I have 25 platinum, 245 gold. And then there were potions distributed amongst the group.
There's probably about 500 gold between us all then. So, well, at least that you have 500. Ordell, you said like 170 or so?
170 and some silver. Yeah, it's not nearly that much. I mean, and if I sell these, I mean, the dagger and this charm thing, they both seem pretty valuable. Like, I had this charm, like, on me the whole time I was dead and stuff, so, I mean, they're both magic. So if we go to those magic stores, maybe we could sell those and get other magic items. Because I just don't know how we'll get to use these. I like them a lot, though.
I don't have much money on me. I left it with the kids and stuff. And it's probably good that we save some. So I'm mostly looking to just help you all out in your shopping.
Okay, but how much do you have on you?
I have some. I have about 50 gold.
Oh, what? Why were you trying to hide that? That's a respectable amount.
Well, but you came in with like 500, so I was a little embarrassed.
Well,
I mean,
that's
I was too. I wish I didn't go first.
Right?
I opened the chest. It's not my personal money, unlike you two. Found this money for all of us.
I would have had the staff to trade if Elijah didn't break it.
Ooh. Probably
Yeah.
better that something like that doesn't exist in the world anymore, though.
Yeah,
I felt really good when I had it, though.
that's true.
That's
It was
how.
pretty cool.
I mean, drugs also make you feel good when you have them in you.
True.
Are you saying we should buy drugs?
Can you buy drugs here?
Of all the places we've been, I feel like this is the one place that you can get some. You know what I'm saying?
I don't.
Felt like the Raiders place we could have gotten drugs if we wanted drugs.
That was probably dirty though, and you probably would have had a bad. Anyways. Yeah.
There's dirty drugs and clean drugs.
Uh-huh.
Does that mean some drugs are more good for you? than
Winter
other drugs?
without any beat miss. Yes.
Huh?
A lot to learn. So, a lot to learn.
That was
you pat-
patronizing. As Ordell like to go. Wait, where are we going first? I just started to walk and I realized I don't know where we're going.
To the Mare.
To the Mare. As the three of you head on over to the Mare, we're going to go to Emma and her new rich friend, Ivana Monia. My pen isn't working, so if I forget the name, you'll just have to remind me because I can't write it down. So Ivana, as she's walking, says, come with me. Put your hand here. Let us walk through the streets and look at, quite frankly, all of these poor people and see how much better we are than them.
Emma's gonna start picking up on the mannerisms, and as she holds her arm,
You said an emerald a day. I, too, am quite wealthy, and that sort of wealth can buy you near anything you want in this town. What sort of shopping would you like to have done? Because I have many ideas.
well, darling, you see, you can't stay rich by spending your money. You have to be frugal at some points in time.
Oh, you sound like my father.
Well, your father sounds like he knew what he was doing with money.
That would be true. That's where I got all of mine.
That makes sense, darling. And Emma kind of slaps a little bit hard on the hand.
As the two of you walk through the streets, passing several stands, which are far and away very, very nice items, but she seems to be walking you right past that, going further off to the eastern side of the city.
Okay. We'll just chat, make fun of people, you know.
She
what rich people do.
She does press further on, like, what are you looking to buy? Because I have my own local favorites, but what are you in the market for?
Oh, nothing in particular. Show me some of your favorite spots. I'm new to the area. Show me around.
Well, I can only show you what I know is acceptable for... You said you came from the Ghoul Crest, correct?
Yes.
Well, I might have a few things that would interest you. Come.
Inside Emma's head, she's like, oh no, I don't like this. But she says, all right, let's go.
Come. Let me show you my favorite spot. As she grabs your hand and walks you further on, just completely ignoring. There's several people that do, as she walks by, seem to try and sell their goods to her, but she pays them no mind whatsoever. This town is a hustle and bustle of several different races. There's quite a lot of humans and elves here. Elves in better stature than they were previously when you met them down in the Raiders camp. There's also several dwarves, halflings, half-elves, a good solid mixture of things. You even see a tiefling every now and again, and a few, though very rare, you see probably two of them, unwilling, that are here within this town, moving out and about. You also, at one point, see a necromancer within the town, walking with skeletons just like winter was, but not really making any sort of deal about it, nor is anybody else. But as you walk further off to the east, she says, well, if I know my ghoul crest, and I'm pretty sure I do, I know what you'll be looking for. Why don't you come with me? And forgive me, this place looks quite out of the way, or I guess you'll see as you walk behind this one church here. Roll me a religion check.
As I roll this religion check, can I make a mental note of that necromancer we saw?
Yeah,
So I
absolutely.
can tell Winter about it.
Absolutely.
That's an 8. That's an 8 with a +5.
Good. You are unfamiliar with the symbol on the front of this doorway here. And you go by so quickly that you don't really get a good look at it on the inside of this church. She simply pulls you quickly off to the side of it. And near a cellar, there's an old kind of what looks to be a beggar sitting next to the cellar with a bucket nearby. As he looks up, "Hi, ma'am. Back so soon?" She says, "Enough with it. This is a ghoul crest. Let us in." He seems to immediately change demeanor and says, "Right." Pulls open the cellar door, says, "Going in."
Uh-oh.
Do you head on down with her?
Yeah.
Okay. Her help stays outside as the cellar door is immediately closed behind. Lit in very dark kind of candlelight down here. You walk down this kind of stone stairway into the bottom of this cellar here. Several of these sconces are lit up along the way, indicating that there are people currently down here. Though when you walk in, there's almost like a maitre d' here. There is a small kind of curtain behind him that seems to lead offwards further into the back. A man with a very fanciful suit stands there as if waiting, reading a book on the front and writing something with his quill. As he turns up to look at you, you notice a dragonborn now stares at you in this suit. The dragonborn is a black dragonborn with solid horns that kind of flow almost like hair down on the back of him. So he looks up and says, "Ma'am, it's very good to see you." She says, "We have a ghoul crest with us tonight. Show us to your finest table. Do you wish to make offering? We're definitely going to make a purchase tonight. So I think the fine table would suffice." She says, "Of course. Nice to meet you, Miss."
Cool crest.
"Just ghoul crest. Very well." So he seems to write something as if on a log in the book before he closes it. Turns and says, "Let me show you to your table." See, goes off, opening up the curtain, and as soon as he does, the acrid smell of sweat fills your nostril. As you walk in and by, you see several other curtains closed behind, and some of them you can see feet underneath without shoes that are right up against the curtains, with very skinny and gaunt legs and ankles at the bottom, some of which have chains or manacles around the ankles that you can see underneath the curtains as you walk by. But he seems to be escorting you past and all the way to the end, and the final curtain dazzled in a color seemingly made of rainbows, red, green, white, blue, black, as he says, "Come." Opens it up. He's kind of got this hunched look over him and opens the curtain, slides it, and there's a big round table set back with a small kind of pedestal at the front of the table, and says, "We'll bring you our best selection, and we'll go from there. You keep your money about you, and we can always talk about that later." That was so good. Sorry, man. He holds the curtain for you and Ivana to make your way into the back of the booth. As you do so, he says, "I'll bring you drinks, and then we'll bring you the show." So he walks off, closing the curtain behind. As soon as he does so, you now see fully embroidered on the front of this curtain of 5 different colors, a 5-headed dragon emblazoned and stitched on the back of this curtain here, each head corresponding to the 5 separate colors. As he walks off, Avina says, "They have quite the taste here. I know. It seems so droll. The smell, it gets me every time, but you eventually learn to appreciate it for the stock that they bring. It always smells bad when you go to livestock shows, doesn't it?" Well, they'll be out quite soon. You have any restrictions? Obviously, I only drink clear liquors. I don't know. Do you even drink?
I was about to say myself, as an unwilling, I don't eat or drink. Oh, for shame.
A curse! Oh, the most horrible of curses. I am so endearably sorry. But then I shall drink for the both of us. At about that time, the Black Dragonborn comes in and sets down what looks to be like a large vase of water, though there are no ice cubes in it, and a small little glass, not mug, but like etched glass cups that all have that same kind of dragon etched within the glass down in front. She says, no, he won't be needing one. I'll just take mine. Of course. He begins pouring the liquid. She says, to the top. Pours it all the way up. Jeez. Oh, this is so good. Again, I'm very sorry. Bring us one in. She says, we have quite the selection. Just bring us the best one for the ghoul crest here. Of course. Bows and closes the curtain behind. As he leaves for a moment, she says, now, your retinue. Of course, I couldn't say it in public, but where did you buy them? That one with the flaming hair and the crimson elf. I didn't know that you could procure crimson elves. That's a delicacy, if I could ever think of a better word.
I all over the place, dear. I've traveled near and far to get all these things and people.
Well, I could see that. I don't know why you found yourself here, but you've come to the right place. We have such a selection, and I must say, I have found they even have drow here. Do you know how rare drow?
Wow. That's wow.
As you're sitting there, it's just kind of, what did I do here? Oh, wow. The curtain is suddenly moved open, as he says, for your selection. As the Black Dragonborn opens the curtain, you see what could only be described as the most beautiful of winter Eladrin females to walk in. Buds white and pink as the snow outside, shackled by the hands, bruised marks all across her bark-like forearms, and blood right next to, or blood completely coating the manacles at her feet that seem to be chained to her hands. The buds that are on the branches off of her back are wilted and saddened, as you've never seen an Eladrin, even in drawings, look quite so destitute. As she walks up and stands to the podium, head down and dejected, she says, show some spunk, as she stands with her back upright. She says, well, thank you, sir. That will be all. We shall examine for a moment. What do you think of this one? Keep your back straight. You're in the company of a ghoul crest. Please observe.
Oh, dear, I'm observing. Oh, yes, I am. She looks out and she says, I'm actually not one for Eladrin myself. I'm actually quite fond. Do you have Genasi? Exotic?
I assume you have the coin for Genasi?
I just might.
She stands up then and says, begone with you, Eladrin. She is offended by your presence, as am I. Your flowers are wilted. Tell them you should be hung.
Under the table, because she can't see if I'm doing something under. Can I roll a sleight of hand to send a message?
Oh, absolutely.
To one of these Eladrin. Okay, I'm gonna do a sleight of
It's
hand.
just
I
the
don't know.
one, but yeah.
I don't know how well this is gonna be. Okay, it's only a 13 for sleight of hand.
What are you saying?
I am so sorry. This is really fucked up.
You hear? Please don't talk to me. Please don't talk to me. In her
Okay.
head. As she says that, she said, "Tell them you should be hanged." And she kind of scurries off behind the curtain. She says, "We like to scare them like that sometimes." She reaches her head out from the curtains and says, "Bring us an Eladrin. Do you have a preference as to what kind?"
I'm
Not Eladrin, a Genasi. So bring us a Genasi.
an air genasi.
Bring us an air Genasi. I don't care if they have one or not. They'll find one for you, I'm sure.
I'm sure they will.
I'm sure they will. Forgive me as she takes another drink of the liquor. She says, "I'm just interested in what somebody like a Ghoulcrest would be interested in. Why an air Genasi, might I ask?"
They can slip into very small places. It's wonderful to have them in the group. I hope you're not impartial to thieving.
Only if it's from me.
Who would ever?
No one. I promise you, no one.
Yep.
As Emma and this woman basically go through a brigade of several different people for a while, Emma slowly trying to find a way to get out of here. Let's go back to Ashrin and Ordell and Winter.
Oh no.
Hey guys, before we go in the store, you know how Emma was mean to us? I go up to the sending stone. This is Flame Baby to Bone Queen. I just have a quick message for you.
I actually don't have the sending stone. Winter still has it.
Oh man, I've been holding this fart for nothing.
So it amplifies right next to you though.
Winter's like, "Why? What is wrong with you?"
I thought it'd be. I don't know. I hope she
It
comes
would have
back
been
with a
funny
bu-
if it was Emma, but not me, as she just throws the sending stone to you as it kind of like hits you in the chest. Oh, God, let's go to the Mare.
What's up, me? Hello, me. Hello, this is Agent Me as he's walking through the store. Or
Can
walking.
it please have that interference when you put two phones next to each other? There's that.
Do phone interferences sound like monkeys squeaking to you? Can you give me the phone interference one more time, Drew? No. How you said it before.
Just all sorts of
Good.
tropical rain.
Drew's phone actually is just a capuchin holding a coconut. So it's just like, hey, can you pass this message? And they just go.
Runs off. And
I'm crying. I've put myself in a bad situation and I'm crying.
as Ashrin, Ordell, and Winter, after asking around, you eventually do find yourselves at the White Mare. There are several people eating and drinking outside of this, a completely different environment than at the Red Wagon Inn. There is a warm fire outside and in. There's a small fireplace made out of clay that keeps even the outside of this area quite warm, so people are eating and drinking out on these small little picnic-like tables out here with several different types of food. They have a wide selection here. It seems that they have some carved turkey with some potatoes and gravy that they are currently serving. It looks quite filling and quite good, as there are two elvish women sitting there eating some kind of greens with small poultry sliced upon them.
Oh, I just imagine like the Red Wagon Inn is kind of like that outdated hotel in like the 80s that just never like renovated. And then I feel like the White Mare is that up to date gray wood with industrial tones everywhere, kind of farmhouse style.
Absolutely.
They have like paintings from people in the community on the walls too for sale.
That
so
you
it's
can
like,
buy at any time.
Yeah, exactly. It's not only like fancy, but it's got that like community thing. So it's like, oh, this place is so cool.
It is quite fancy, but you haven't been inside yet. It could be even fancier.
This looks very
Fancy,
different.
but nice.
I kind of want to go in. I know we didn't want to go in to make ourselves sad, but I'm kind of curious now.
I really want to go in, but I know I will cry.
Of happiness.
I think we should go in.
We should.
I agree.
Winter, after you.
As the two of you walk in, you open the door. There's a barmaid behind who is talking to somebody. She says, "Welcome into the..." No, out, get out.
Who is she pointing to?
At the three of you.
What? Why are we going out?
Your weapons. Wipe your feet and wear some proper clothes before you come into this inn. Drop your weapons before you ever come into my inn. This half-elven woman with really bright blonde hair stares at you all.
I don't have any weapons on me.
You're fine, but you, especially with your armor, Ashrin, and your rapier at your side, we do not permit that here at the White Mare. Perhaps you'd like to go up the street to the Red Wagon Inn and find yourself a nice glass of spiderwebs.
I actually did have a glass of honey spiderwebs, and it was great. Thank you. I looked to my colleagues. I'll be outside. I'm not taking this shit off.
No, I'm gonna keep it real with you. So, hi. My name is Solestina Azerai, nobility from the mountains, and I was actually coming to peruse someplace with my two guards here. And you know what? It's so funny. I will not be spending a coin here. Good day. As Ordell, as he does this, a giant fire middle finger appears and he leaves.
Ashrin, you step outside and just are kind of mad, like, as you feel the sudden heat from Ordell's finger close the door behind as Ordell's like, "We gotta go."
We need to run. I think I burnt someone's eyebrows. Go, 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 go. And the people that are outside, Ordell just grabs the breadsticks from the center of their table and runs.
The three of you run offwards, the opposite direction of the Red Wagon Inn, just trying to go down the streets. I love it. As you're running away.
These are so good.
They're kind of salty. Yeah, they would go great with some sort of soup and or salad. I bet we'd feel like family when we're there, though, you know? As you're running down the street with these breadsticks.
Nah, Olive Garden in my games, that's 5 inspo, baby. I need Olive Garden in every world.
You ate spaghetti earlier. It was on my mind.
That's fair.
As the three of you run down and away, you're not certain if you're being chased or not. You do hear some yelling that eventually fades as you get about 100 yards or so away from the building. You stop at some small alley on the side, kind of laughing between the three of you and just huffing and puffing as you're slowly eating the breadsticks and just kind of sharing a fun little moment between each other. And she says, "What the hell was that?" Not that it wasn't awesome. I loved it, but tell me next time.
I understood what happened.
So I walked in. I told them that because I am the king of somewhere, that place may be destroyed, but I am. And I told them that you guys are my group. And if they're going to be so disrespectful when I come in to look for a place for my business, I said, no, thank you. And then I gave them a giant fiery bird, which is a little bigger than I intended it to be. And then I grabbed a handful of breadsticks from the really nice elven people outside. I think I gave them the short end of the stick, but I'm sure they're going to get that covered by the place. But yeah, no, they suck there. Oh my gosh. Like, did you see, like, Buddy wanted to talk with us and get to know us within seconds. I know there wasn't many people, but, like, what is hospitality?
I liked it. It was rebellious, and I think it's the coolest thing you've done. And I know you were, like, reborn recently.
Yeah, that was kind of awesome. I kind of want to go back there and burn the whole place down, but I'm not going to do that because that's a bad impulse.
Let's
going
do
shopping.
it. No. Let's do it.
Nope, not listening. La 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 la. I'm still or dad. La 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 la.
I just told Winter, like, if that place burns down, everyone's going to Red Wagon Inn and bring Oliver more money. Just saying.
I'm having to play Winter, and I think Winter is always for some shit like this. So,
100%.
I see nothing at all, but good things that comes from this. I think we just
Exactly.
do it.
Maybe after we go shopping though, so we're still welcome here. Maybe before we leave.
Yeah, when we leave, when we head to Wimburn, let's just burn it down. Ordell, you could do that, right? You could burn it.
It would be so easy.
Oh, think how fun it would be. Just jump over the place and just.
The way the wood is gray, they cured it and they dried it naturally. That place is a giant tinder box. As Ordell loses his flame and just starts sweating.
Or relief. To do at the bottom of our to-do list. Very last thing we do.
They had decorative hay around candles, and those candles were not the standard. You don't do that.
As you all decide that you're going to burn this place to the ground and do that right when you're leaving this area. So remember, because, oh boy, if that happens.
Chaos.
You all finish your breadsticks, lick the salt off your fingers, and decide that there are still some places you want to visit prior to burning this place down. And you can still go do that, but you don't have to.
Shopping.
So there's that one strip where there was the bunch of stores and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't we go there first? Hit the magic shop, the magic trinket shop, because I want some fun stuff. I know I've been pranking people with fire, which is kind of messed up the more I think about it, but I'm just gonna gloss over that. But we could get some fun stuff just to fidget around with and stuff, because I love walking and talking with you guys. But if Elijah tells me one more time the story about how he came to find the fire, I'm gonna cry.
Right. Sorry, Ordell, just at the beginning of your sentence, I know you said a strip where, but it sounded like you said stripper, and I was kind of excited. That's where we were going to go to next instead of the store, but that makes more logic.
If that's the place we're going, I mean, we've got money to spend, and Emma's going to go get more money because she's probably having the time of her life with rich fancy pants.
I could totally use more writing material. This would be great.
Okay.
So,
okay.
Stores, and then we are going to see
strippers.
Stripper.
Yes.
Okay.
Perfect.
Yeah. This is gonna be awesome.
As
We're the cool crew, even though Emma's probably having a lot of fun with that rich person, but whatever.
I
hope
bet
she
she's
loves
just
her.
gonna steal from her and get out.
Exactly.
I mean, that's fair. Could you imagine being stuck in a long conversation or something? I had to do that at the Red Wagon Inn, but that'd be so weird.
Well, I mean, if there was somebody to steal from, that lady looks like she has a lot of money.
Yeah, for real, her hat was so tall.
Right?
It looks like it's holding secrets.
It's crazy. Let's go to the store.
Yeah.
As there is, you go back to that strip, not the stripper, but strip of stores that you saw before. That same building that Winter once pointed out, she recommends, let's go here. This looks awesome. It's got a bunch of trinkets in it. As you look, chat, I have a name for this store, but if you can beat it, go ahead and tell me the name of this store. Give me so-and-so's store and a fun name. I'll be into it. As you all go into this glass door, the whole storefront is one big window, as well as a glass door with a wooden frame, showing off possibly the wealth of the owner here. Inside, there are all sorts of what appear to be magical trinkets, amulets, rings, some small boxes that might be filled with things. Not going to do that one. Small boxes that might have some magical items inside, as well as crystalline figurines and almost not dolls, but marionettes made of crystal or glass themselves inside here. As you bing, 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 open the shop, the shopkeeper themselves are quite busy with several other people on the inside. There's a few dwarves in here that seem to be perusing some of the local goods, but the shopkeeper is kind of leaning over, talking to one dwarf, and just says, "Give me a minute," before allowing you to peruse.
Right. I'm kind of looking for something in particular. Anybody else?
No, I'm mostly just here to hang out and then go to the strippers.
Yeah. What? What? Oh,
no.
It's like, Solace, why do you look surprised? I think we just talked about. Oh.
I was muted. Sorry. No, I'm just excited. Honestly, like I said, I've never been into a town before, so this is literally every single thing we're doing today is a new first. Like I haven't stolen breadsticks from someone before. I didn't give someone like the bird, like in a big way. I haven't asked for directions from someone. Like this is like every single thing we do is a brand new thing. Like being in this store, this is a brand new thing, and it's really cool.
Wow. All right. All right. So, are anyone looking for anything particular? Winter, books.
I don't think this place is going to have many books. I'll just look at that later, but I'm just here to hang out with you all.
All right. Solace.
Well, I mean, I have my new bonkin stick, which is pretty cool, and I just want to sell the stuff I have, but I guess I'll know what I want to buy when I see it.
Okay. All right. Asher will purposely just okay and not mention what she wants to shop for. If they're too busy, minding their own business, she's not going to say anything about it.
Well, Ordell was literally just about to ask, though. He's like, "So, what do you want to get, Ashwin?"
So like you know how Winter does the thing where she brings people back, but they're like not themselves.
Yeah, I'm
Yes.
familiar.
Like raising the dead and stuff. Yeah.
Right. So like something kind of like that, but like where they come back as themselves instead. A skeleton.
Whoa. Like what those like the people in the white robes and like the golden trim and stuff used to do when I was the big scary guy.
Yeah. Kind of. So, I mean, I kind of have a direction of where the two places that have a thing that I need is, but I don't know. This place has potential. Wouldn't hurt to ask.
Yeah, well, let's browse, let's peek, and I mean, if there's something that like stands out to us, or we think there's something that someone else might like, because like I think we should get something for Ritter and Elijah, because like Ritter and Elijah, like they're super cool, but like I think they both like feel like outsiders a little bit to the thing we're doing, you know. So if we get them a gift, it'll be like, "Whoa, we've been thinking about you, and you're super cool and stuff," you know.
Yeah, I don't know if this is the right place. Like all these little marionettes and stuff in here. I don't know. They would appreciate it.
Ordell picks up one that like just like a random one that like looks like a person. It's like, does this come with big orange mutton chops?
The man behind the counter seems to say like, oh, hold on, I'll be right back. He walks over. He is a tall, half elvish man with very, very dark skin and kind of almost curved like pointed ears and long dreadlock hair as he stands maybe about 6'5" as he stands over to you, says, "Be careful with that. That is not a toy. You're in a sundry shop here. You don't know what stuff does. Maybe just set it back down before you start waving out a crystal figurine."
What's a sundry shop?
This is Samuel's stunning sundries. Magical goods. I make magic goods.
Oh, cool. Yeah, we want magic goods, and we want to sell magic goods. What kind of
Okay.
magic goods do you have?
He looks over and says, "Do you care if I help these customers first? They seem a little lost." So the dwarves are like, nah, go ahead. He says, "Okay, all right. You're lucky that they're very nice, but I'm happy to help you through here. We have all sorts of magic goods. Depends on what you're looking for. You look to be adventurers. I see you got a rapier on you. We have goods for protection, goods for fighting, goods for all sorts of things, but we also have just magic for helping in daily lives or fun. We can help you in pretty much any way that you need. You just tell me what you're looking for, and I'll tell you if we have something like that."
Well, what about magic for not so daily life, like to bring someone fully resurrected back from the dead?
Are you talking about spell components or?
An item that can perform that.
He kind of leans in and gets a little closer to you and says, "Are you looking for Coracrucian artifacts?"
Anything that gets the job done?
You're
We
gonna
fight
find-
vampires a lot.
He's about to say something serious, but Ordell says, "We fight vampires a lot." He goes, "Never mind, just..."
No, don't let that negate my ask. I am please, I know it may seem a little extreme. That will make sense later on down the line. But for now, let's just pretend. No offense, Solace, that was ever said. People think we're crazy when we say that. You know what I'm saying?
You are.
Right.
You're fighting something from a children's tale, but okay.
Sorry, I meant that they're raiders. They had really sharp teeth, so we just called them the vampires.
Ah.
We
okay,
watch
got
them
it.
eat people, do stuff like that. As Ordell, like when the dude turns around, Ordell just goes, "No vampire."
As you go looking about the story, yeah.
Oh, sorry.
He leans in and says, "There are Coracrucian artifacts, but I try not to keep them here. I sell them as soon as I get them. I don't have any in stock.
Where do you sell them?
I just sell them underneath the table here. I don't want the town knowing that I have them. I have an adventurer who goes out looking for them every now and again for me."
Do you mind if I get in contact with this adventurer?
Yeah, if you want to find him, he goes by Fitz. He kind of goes between here and the capital every now and again, bringing back what he can find.
Right. I'm sorry. I'm the old. Where is? I'm assuming the old capital is Chorus Fall, right?
Yes,
Where is that?
that's southeast of here. You can tell that you're new into the area. You're lucky you made it this far north.
Right. And sorry. And then the new capital is Rova, right?
It's not even.
No.
It's not a capital. Lich just claims this is his domain now. I would say that Crystal Hollow's the capital.
Right. But the floating fortress.
Have you seen
No, I
the
haven't.
floating fortress?
No, I've only heard tales.
Good. Stay away from that place. I advise you to stay away from Chorus Fall too, but I can't convince Fitz not to, and I make money off of it, so I'm not going to try that hard.
Right. And what does Fitz look like? If you don't mind me asking.
Fitz is also by any other name. Thank you. You're a good person. They were all the subs for people. Fitz is he's a wily fella. Well, he's green. Have you ever seen an orc?
Yes.
He's like one of them, but a lot smaller, rounder head.
Okay. Does he have the tusks?
No tusks. He's got really, really sharp teeth. He's a small little fellow, maybe 2-3 feet tall.
Oh. 2, 3. Oh. Okay.
Eyes as black as a shark, I'll tell you. It's if you see him, you'll know him.
I think there may not many people that looks like him, so I appreciate that. And
I think he's just deformed from his mother or something. I don't know.
I don't want to judge anyone for
Me neither.
where
It's
they-
not a problem. If it happened, it happened.
And sure. I mean, thank you so much for all this. What is aware that 2 burly men would appreciate? Would you have any of that?
Say you what?
Aware that 2 burly men. I mean, I feel like I have to buy something
Oh,
from you now
oh,
because
Yeah,
so,
I see what you're saying. Sorry, I thought you were saying you were aware of 2 burly men, and
no. What
there's
is
one
a
burly man.
Ordell flexes. I know.
He stands and looks down at you. Yeah, we've got some stuff for that. If that's what, just like to ignore. Ordell's like doing the like put your muscle up again thing, and says, "Yeah, we have some of that. If that's what you're looking for. You are burly. Are you looking for armor or just a gift? Something they might fancy?
A gift that can say like, "Hey, welcome to the crew. Hope you feel welcomed. Here's a thing."
Yeah. Let me see what we've got. Let me take a look at my rings, and I'll be right back."
Oh, Solace, Ordell, that sounds expensive. Shit. Fuck.
Wait, what?
A ring.
Sorry.
He said he's gonna bring back rings. That sounds like that would be expensive.
Oh, you're getting best friend rings for them? Why didn't you get them for all of us?
Oh no. Not. They are not my best friends. Oh no.
What? We're not your
What?
best friends?
They are not.
Oh,
I would
No.
not
but we
get them
are.
that-
As Winter like puts her hand underneath Ashton's like locking elbows and says, "We are."
Yes.
You can't be too
Oh
though,
my-
Ordell. She puts her arm up.
Ordell like has a full moment where he's like, "Oh my god, I don't have a best friend," and then he's like, "Oh, nice."
No,
As the-
these are gifts to make them welcome to the crew. It's nothing like that at all.
As the three of you basically kind of hold elbows and walk around the shop, Samuel eventually comes back. He says, "We've got a couple different options. We've got things from the range of bronze up to gold. I even have a few platinum rings, if depends on what sort of gift you're looking at here."
What do they do?
Well, I have basic rings if you're just looking for fashion. Always have some of that. But then I do have some magical rings, some that grant protection, some that grant light in the darkness, a few that give no light at all, if you know what I mean.
Okay. And what's the range of those ones?
Anywhere from 20 gold up to 20,000, depending on what you're looking for. Sounds like 20,000 is not what you're looking for. What's your budget? And I'll tell you what you can afford.
I 1 second. I get the trio in. What's our budget for Ritter and Elijah?
I mean, I feel like a 100 gold is like pretty okay, because like that's like a sixth, a fifth of our budgets, and then we can spend the rest on like stuff we all want. Plus, we haven't even sold the magic stuff yet, so we
Right.
might have more money.
I'm gonna tell him our budget is 80 gold, and so he doesn't, he won't give us anything that's like out of our price range. Okay. Like around 80 gold. What do you got for 2 people?
Oh, 80 total or per person?
Total.
Okay, I can get you these. He reaches down and he pulls out 2 copper bands. He says, "Now these are plain, but for 80, I can get some inscription on them pretty quickly in silver if you'd like."
Does inscribing them do?
Puts a name on them.
Oh. I thought it was like a rune of protection or something. Oh,
Your budget is 80 gold, ma'am.
never mind. Thank you. I think we are too poor for your store, but I appreciate all the guidance you've given us.
Wait, I have these, and Ordell's gonna put the gate dagger and his charm of the undying. Do you buy magic items? Because these are both like real strong ones, and I wanted to sell them. And if part of selling them is getting like the rings inscripted and stuff, I think I know what we could get on them.
Could I take a look at them more closely?
Mhm.
He reaches out and grabs the dagger and the small amulet. As he holds them both up, you all notice his right eye turns a milky cataract white for a moment as he takes a look down at both of them. You're aware of what these do, I assume?
Yep, I've used them before.
Okay. Tell you what, I'll trade you these 2 rings for them right here.
I'm sorry, 2 inscripted rings for a dagger that makes me teleport and a charm that makes me not die.
He slides these other 2 rings across that look quite different. As he holds one up, it looks... The best that can be described is opalescent. It looks like a pearl made into a ring. If you were to just take a pearl and completely hollow out the center to where now it is in ring shape, he slides that one across the counter, and then he takes another one up and slides it across the counter. This one is bronze like before, though it has a silver shield on the front of it with a small topaz emblazoned on the shield.
What do they do? And I'm going to roll an insight preemptively so this guy doesn't mess with me.
Go for it.
I will also pay attention.
Baby.
Roll an insight, Ashton, too.
Yes.
My first nat 20 tonight, that's a 27. Lie to me.
Well, that's 18 plus 4, 22.
Oh, both of you are very astute as you can immediately sense his tone shifts to salesman as he talks to you. He says, "Well, this one here is a ring of protection. Obviously, it's good quality. It's one of the better rings of protection that you're going to find out there." And you sense that he's not lying about what it is, but he might be lying about it being one of the better ones. As he slides a ring of protection, and he says, "And this one here is a, well," see, puts it on his finger. He quickly vanishes from view before he immediately pulls it back off. Says, I'll take that one for the dagger. That dagger's interesting to me.
I look to Solace because this is his decision, even though I'm like,
How many times does that ring make you do that? As Wallace's voice gets really high.
You can do it once per day. I put it on to make sure that you didn't come back and turn invisible and steal other things today. I'm not dumb, as he slides it across. So you won't be able to do it again today.
So how long does the invisibility last?
So you take it off. But then once you take it off, you can't use it again for 24 hours.
can you do anything while you're invisible?
You're invisible. Do whatever you want.
Like, even cast spells?
Yeah, then you probably won't be invisible anymore. Too much action will drop the spell.
I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to speak with my associates over here as we discuss the financial prospect of working alongside. I will be right back as Ordell turns around and immediately does a small huddle. Those are some really, really cool rings.
Really good.
Cool.
Really good, I think.
Like, I mean,
They're going to
here's the thing.
have to be best friends with us.
I was gonna say those are amazing gifts, and they would use them, and it's like perfect for them. But here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking we don't cave. We see what else he has. We get these 2 rings, and maybe something else. Because I mean, that charm is like that is an artifact thing. So is pretty good. And the dagger came from the hand of a very scary person. So I don't think we want to talk about that.
Hey, okay, so are you saying like we take the rings and then get other things for a discount?
Yes, but let's see what else he'll offer.
Okay,
you
I'll
know?
let you do the talking. It's your thing. I'll step back.
All right, my man. Let me cut you to the place where I would go after you, a chase, if you will, sir. I think these rings, they're pretty cool, and I think the 2 men of which we are thinking of purchasing these gifts for, I think they would find them interesting.
Great.
But what else
Want me
do
to
you
call
have?
it good? Oh. You think I need to offer more? I thought this was a fair deal.
I didn't say you need to offer more. I just want to see if there are alternatives and things like, things of like if you were to sell these to me on a normal day, how much would you be selling me these 2 things for? And do you
The-
have things of equal value?
Invisibility ring I would sell for probably 6 to 10,000. And then the other ring of protection, obviously quite a good ring, I would sell for maybe 6,000.
All right. I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. I like what you're saying. I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Mm-hmm.
We have some additional funds. We have some other things with us and whatnot. What I would like to hear from you now, a friend of mine has mentioned before, because Emma has said this, that she has a ring that works like a bag that you can put a lot of stuff in. Do you have any bags where you can put a lot of stuff in? Because as you can see, coolest adventurers in town, and we might need a bag where you can put a lot of stuff in.
Are you talking about a handy sack, a bag of holding? It depends what you need here.
I am talking about which one do you recommend for travelers as humble as we are?
Well, with a budget of 80 gold, I recommend whatever leather sack you can put together.
What if 2 items?
I'll trade you a bag of holding instead of the invisibility ring or the protection ring, if you would prefer that.
Would you do the bag, 2 rings for these 2, and this? And Ordell's gonna pull out the potion that he got, the fancy healing one, which we don't know what it does yet.
He takes a look at it. He goes, "Do you mind?" As he goes to pop it open. Yeah, I think we can make that work.
I'm gonna do one more insight if we're getting ripped off.
Yes.
Oh, these are hot.
Ooh, me too.
23.
23.
Hey!
19 plus 4.
I wouldn't have gotten that high.
He seemed to agree pretty quick once you showed him the potion. Seems to be okay with this deal without much hesitation.
So we are... Now, I noticed you you got pretty eager there with that potion as Ordell like kind of slides it closer to him.
What are we doing here? I
maybe
thought that's what you
Oh,
offered, and I said yes.
I was curious because, look, we're traveling adventurers. I don't go in towns very much because I'm busy out on the road living the best life I can. And it just so happens, you see, this potion, I'll keep it completely honest with you. I was not aware of the value of it, and it seems like that you might be trying to take advantage of my naivety in that moment. And I don't know if I like that very much.
I just said yes to your offer. If that's not how you want to do business, don't offer me things.
That was a yes and a little bit. I saw the smile, and I'm not trying to accuse you of nothing. Look, I'll keep it real with you, my friend. I keep it real with you. I appreciate you. I like this shop a lot. I like you. I want to wear stuff with your logo and things on it because you seem like a good guy.
Fine.
But
Roll a persuasion.
okay. Ooh. I forgot. I was like, 14's pretty good, but then it's +1 because I forgot Ordell's bad. I'm gonna use an inspo.
Go for it.
Oh, that's okay. 18 total, so not a 15.
Okay. Says, fine. You know what? Just the dagger and the potion. You get the 2 rings and the bag.
Deal.
Done. He shakes your hand. Be right back. He goes to grab a bag of holding, throws the 2 rings in it, closes it up, tosses it to you. It feels empty. So he hands it to you, grabs the potion and the dagger, slides your amulet back over, and says, thank you. Always come back to the Sundry. We have a lot more to offer besides just rings and bags.
Actually, I do have a question about something. So this charm, like, it's an artifact. It's really, really, really old. And it's really cool. However, my friend here, she wears cool armor and stuff, and like it's like her armor is pretty good, but I'm pretty sure she could wear better armor. Do you have like a set of armor or something that she could wear for the charm?
Nah, I don't do armor here. I'm mostly just magical items. There are a few down the street that might do that. Or yeah.
Could we sell this to you then so you could sell it to someone else at a markup? Then we could go purchase some armor?
Honestly, I'm not looking to buy. I would have been willing to trade, but we could talk about trading if you want.
What other stuff do you have then?
As we'll pause there with you all for the night. As we're going to go to Emma. As Emma, it's been some time that you've been down here. As you've seen the Eladrin, you've also seen a small halfling woman and a lizard folk man. They seem to be stalling or trying to bring you something other than the genasi that you've asked for.
Darling, do you know what I really want? Even more so than a Genasis are great, especially the air ones, getting in tight places, but I've always been looking for more of a consort thing, and I will be here for quite a while, at least a couple of weeks, to give enough time for them to find this. I have been looking for a leucistic tiefling, if you will.
You want to dabble in the devil arts, I see. Then get out of here, Leonin, as there's a male Leonin with a heavy, heavy mane, who looks to have once, at one point, been quite muscular, and but he's more like lost most of the body fat he has on him, as he is brought in, both chained up by 2 other people with a kind of muzzle around his neck, preventing him from roaring out, as the 2 people in chains bring him off and away. You see them robed and clad in the same 5-headed dragon as you saw prior, pulling him out and away, and says, we'll make it so, as another few minutes pass by before in walks, seemingly having this in stock and no longer trying to hide your air
Okay.
genasi desire. They bring in a tiefling woman. As she comes in, her arms are completely tied up all the way, not with a manacle, but seemingly almost like a straitjacket around her. As she's holding her arms tight and held together. She has long, straight black hair, though dirty, with horns like a ram, and skin almost a pinkish purple. She looks up at you. She doesn't look as defeated as the others. She has anger in her eyes as she looks at you.
I look over to Ivana, and I have my hands under the table again as I'm going to sleight of hand try and cast message to this tiefling.
Go ahead and roll sleight of hand.
Okay, that's a non-natural 20.
Okay.
I was very scared. To this tiefling, look, I want to get all of you out of here. This is really messed up, and I need help doing this. How do I get you all out?
Roll a persuasion.
Darling, this isn't quite what I was looking for. When I said leucistic, all white, alabaster white, and black eyes. That is what I'm looking for. I rolled a 16. What was I rolling for? Persuasion?
Persuasion, yeah.
So plus 3, so 19.
19. In your head, like as soon as you start messaging this tiefling woman in her head, seemingly aware of magical tricks like this, thinking you're probing into her mind, she just starts spewing out filter words. She's like, get the hell out of my mind. What are you... What? Why are you here then? Run.
I fucked up.
As she says, you know what? I think that I will go see if I can find that selection for you myself. I shall return.
Please do, darling, and I will greatly miss you while you are gone. Hey, bring this one closer. I would like to see it better.
You heard her. Go. As she walks over, the tiefling woman kind of falls off of the pedestal and stands in front of the table before leaning over and says, what are you doing?
I don't know.
Why are you here? Did you know what this place is?
I was trying to rob this woman.
You picked the worst woman to rob.
I see that now.
Get me out of here. Undo my hands.
How?
It's
you
rope.
look tied up.
Cut it.
Oh, okay. Emma cuts the rope.
With what?
You know what? Emma's skeletal tail flicks up with the thing we had talked about before, with a crescent dagger on the end.
As you
And she uses that to
quickly slice away a lot of the rope bounding this tiefling woman's hand, she looks over. She says, okay. There's a small like coat rack in here. She takes it and just breaks it over her knee and makes like a serviceable quarterstaff out of it and says, okay, I'm gonna make a run for it. We're gonna run out of here and leave. Okay?
What about all the other ones?
We'll have to come back for them. If we know about this place and leave, we can bring people. This is a hidden place. The town doesn't know about it. We just need to leave and get out of here now.
That's such a great plan. And let me just see if I can do something just real quick.
Give me 1 second.
Okay. I'm trying to look at my spells real quick. I should have been.
Hey, Emma.
Yeah.
I need a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, at least that's my highest stat. Okay. 17.
17. Perfect. As you're like, we need to get out of here. You suddenly feel your bones locked and held in place as you try and move against it. You were trying to move up towards the curtain, but you feel them locked and held. As the curtain opens to Ivana standing aghast and horrid behind the black dragonborn who holds his hand out, holding a person, as it were, holding you in place, as another, this time a half-elven woman comes over with seemingly dyed black hair, with fresh dye marks across her forehead and her ears, holding up a similar spell on the tiefling woman, and she says, Ghoulcrest, I would have thought better. You lied to me. No Ghoulcrest would be this brazen. I saw your magic under the table, and now we come back and find this demon freed.
Well, if you would have just given me a moment before you bound me, so uncivilized,
Uncivilized? From an unwilling? Truly, you think I do not have ears as I stand behind a curtain? Hear your conversation. Please, lock them up with the others. We'll sell this one to the lowest bidder.
Raucous, go.
Do you have Raucous appear?
Raucous has been in my hips the entire time, so Raucous would still be there.
Raucous does try and jump out and escape. The two magic users are currently busy holding you and the tiefling woman. So I'm going to see if there's anything they can do about it.
Run, Raucous, run!
The Black Dragonborn rolled a 4 on his dexterity save to see if he could grab Raucous, and Raucous rolled a nat 20. As Raucous quickly becomes the shadow underground and runs out between the cellar doors, and you can hear shouting outside of the church as Raucous runs to go find help. As that seems like a solid place to stop for
This
tonight.
is campaign 1 with Team and Spade and Otter running to get the others. This is the exact same thing.
Hey, Emma. You don't gotta worry about your GFYs anymore.
I'll
I took
take
those
that.
away.
That's great. I would love to be sold into a slave trade.
Brie
That's
and Alex
worth it.
go missing. A lot of stuff happens.
Also, the doodles are up. So if you want to see them,
Go check those dudes.
Yeah, they're in the Discord under C2, the story so far. You can see the the stuff. I even drew a doodle of the sushi talk.
I have been real life doodled. But for those of you who haven't done so yet, almost too late. Go ahead and we'll give them 30 seconds, Drew, before you do the ending of it. Make sure you enter the giveaway for that magic amplification token. Because hopefully maybe even a player might win that one.
Yeah,
but remember,
hopefully.
you don't have to give that to a player. You can give it to me if you want, because I'd be happy
You
to
could
take
give
it.
it to the person about to be sold into slave trade.
You could,
Like-
but makes for a less
Straight up.
interesting story.
The cellar door opened, and I was like, "This is the purge." Also, congrats, Wolf's Rain.
Hey, congratulations, Wolf Rain. You get that token. Next time you're watching us, remember, you can use that magical amplification token to pick a spell that's cast, amplify it, and roll a d6, or have somebody on here, whoever you're amplifying it for, roll their d6, and then it will increase the spell's casting level by that many. You want to cast a 3rd level fireball and roll a 6, and now it's a 9th level fireball, and that person destroyed the whole town instead of one person? Maybe it happens. Thanks for watching, everybody. Small team, big dreams. Lots of stuff happened. You know, big dreams like getting sold into a slave trade. Glad to have the small team here. Thank you, everybody, for watching. We'll see you on the next week's Red Wagon Inn. Love you all. Bye.
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 Love you.